AAA championship. It's coming up next here on Yes. And welcome to Short Stadium on the campus of Hofstra University. We're in Hempstead, Long Island, New York, for the Catholic High School Football League AAA Championship. A couple of wonderful teams, both 9-1, rated number 1 and 2 in the league, the St. Anthony's Friars and the Monsignor Farrell Lions. Hello again, everyone. I'm Rick Benjamin. Glad to have you with us today for what ought to be a terrific matchup. Two high-powered teams that rely exclusively, pretty much, on their rushing attacks. Very talented running backs in both ball clubs. A lot of championship history here as we take a look here at how these two teams have gotten to the title game. The Lions have defeated Chaminade and Mount St. Michael the last 2 weeks. St. Anthony's with a high-powered offense. They beat Holy Trinity last week by 30 points. Joining me today, former Giants great Howard Cross. And Howard, it is a story of two terrific running backs.
Well, you know what? It is a great story about two different running backs. It's a hot day today. Can you believe how warm it is today in November? And these guys are going to be excited. Look for a big running attack by both teams, and hopefully we'll see a little defense too.
Joshua Amaro, who leads the way in running for the ball club here today, wearing number 33. He is with Monsignor Farrell. He's got more than 2,000 yards on the season. He ran for 258 yards last week in the semifinal win over Mount St. Michael. The running back for the other ball club, Matthew Hahn, just a terrific runner. He's got 1,800 yards on the season.
You know what? They're mirror images of each other. Both teams need these running backs so much. They're going to carry the ball over and over again, and you're going to see Mr. Hahn here. He looks good. He's going to be the big play guy all day. Hey, you've got to see what the defense is going to do to stop him.
It will be a challenge, certainly, for both of these clubs. They played each other back in the second week of the season. St. Anthony's won by more than 30 points, so it will be a challenge for both teams today. The championship cup is up for grabs. The Catholic High School Football League AAA Championship. We'll be back with the kickoff on Yes. Back at Hofstra University in Hempstead, Long Island, ready for AAA Championship action. The Catholic High School Football League title game. Monsignor Farrell and St. Anthony's. These two schools have a great rivalry. We've found a terrific day, Howard Cross, to play this game. Nearly 60 degrees here. It's pretty late in the afternoon, too.
Man, this is awesome. This is the best weather you can have. I was thinking to myself today, I was looking at my clubs, I'm like, we got to go to work.
Very fast AstroTurf field. The sunny skies will certainly be a blessing for both these teams. Now, this will be the fifth meeting in the championship game between the two schools. Monsignor Farrell's won 3 of the first 4.
Well, that's great for Monsignor Farrell. They got a little history here. Even though St. Anthony beat them up this early in the season, we're going to see what happens today. That's going to be exciting.
A couple of coaches with terrific experience. Ben Cerullo is in his 23rd season at Monsignor Farrell. He's won 157 ball games against only 62 losses, just 4 ties. And his counterpart, of course, Rich Reichert, who has been the head coach now in his 17th season at St. Anthony's. 40-3 in the last 3 seasons. That's terrific. That's unbelievably terrific.
Man, these guys might be bucking for NFL jobs. I know a few jobs that might be open soon.
So it should be quite a clash. Remember, they played earlier in the season. You've got a couple of high-powered offenses here. Monsignor Farrell's a terrific team. St. Anthony's has really been rolling the last couple of weeks.
Well, St. Anthony's is coming into the playoffs hot. That's what you want to do at the end of the season. You want to come in hot. That's what the NFL teams, the college teams, everybody wants to be winning. They want to win games at the end of the season. That's what gets you into the playoffs and to the championship game.
Deep kick down to the 5-yard line. Back to the 20. Return man to the right side. Try to get outside. Not out of bounds yet. Out of bounds finally at the 34-yard line. So a good return. Matt Hahn gets the kickoff return and brings it back nicely. And he will put St. Anthony's in great shape as they take over 1st and 10 at their own 32. And for St. Anthony's up front, senior Alex Fletcher, one of the captains. He's the center. He's a guy we will watch. He'll make some of the key plays. In the backfield, the quarterback is Kevin Ciccarello. Matt Hahn is the running back. Burke and Scapitici are the wide receivers. And they have 2 slot backs as they spread the field on 1st and 10. Ciccarello pitches it outside to Steven Mazza. Mazza back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Well, that play right there is, indicative of what you're going to see today from them. They got the big guy in the middle in Hahn, but they're going to try to offset him just a little bit.
Pat Pizzarelli with the tackle from the safety spot. The Farrell defense. The ends are Mike McConville, James Grazianoworth, John Ferrara, Vince Minichello at the tackles, Rocco Del Priore is the nose guard for Monsignor Farrell. Rob Sicca is a guy we're going to watch a lot today at one of the linebacker spots.
Absolutely. He's going to make some big plays. They've got their very own little, who's the guy out of Chicago?
Brian Urlacher?
They got their own Urlacher then.
We will see. Matt Mitrovic, the other linebacker. On second down, the give is up the middle to Matt Hahn. Flags on the play.
Again, if you're going to get Hahn up the middle, you got to first test those edges just a little bit, like Coach showed you. Showed you a little bit around the edge with the pitch in the first play. Then you're going to give them soft up the middle. Make them move around. Let defense never let them be settled. Get on them all the time.
And the penalty will be against St. Anthony's.
Ooh, that's not
walk
good.
it back 5 yards. Rocco Del Priore, the nose tackle for Farrell, right there with the stop. It's a hold. And that'll make it second down and 17.
Yeah, St. Anthony's does have an exciting defense. These guys come up the field hard. They're going to try to change the line of scrimmage. And Farrell got caught right there with a little extra grab and trying to slow him down.
St. Anthony's at their own 23 will play second down again. First pass of the day outside. It's complete to John Scapitici. And Scapitici up over the 30 to about the 32-yard line. Sal Salzarulo on the tackle.
That right there was a very nice play. You see him outside throwing the pass, which is kind of a slant on the outside, and they gained some yards. Trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Give yourself a chance to make a first down in third and long situation. Nice step out, look at quick delivery, quick three-step drop. That's a great play and very well executed by young men like that, you know, in high school.
Ciccarello on 3rd and 11. St. Anthony's at their own 31. He rolls left, looking for the option pitch. Gets it back to Steven Mazza, one of the wingbacks. But Mazza is brought down after a gain of about 2 yards.
You can see how that hurts you early in the game when you have a penalty. You get 10 yards off on that second play from the line of scrimmage. You move back, you get back 14 yards, and that's maybe 13 yards, and now you're still short by 7 yards. It's tough for you when you start out with a penalty.
Lawrence Frawley with the tackle for Monsignor Farrell, one of the safeties. So St. Anthony's will punt. This is John Tufano. He wears number 84. Mike Salvione back to receive the kick for Monsignor Farrell. Coming down to the 28-yard line. Salvione has it, but doesn't get very far. He is taken down at the 31. So Farrell, after a 6-yard return, will start at about their own 32. Tom Carberry there with the return as well. 9:30 to go in the first quarter. We'll be back at Hofstra. AAA in the Catholic High School Football League. Monsignor Farrell and St. Anthony's no score. We're just underway here in the first quarter. Alongside former Giants great Howard Cross, I'm Rick Benjamin. Great to be with you today on a perfect day for football. On offense, the line, Justin Schmadel is the center for Farrell. Vincent Ferrara, Charles Mormondo, the guards. Ryan Grunley is one of the tackles. A quarterback, Anthony Regalbuto. There's the running back, Joshua Amaro. He have the 2,008 yards. Jesse Mazzacapa is his fullback.
These guys are going to look good. You're going to expect a lot of the running game. You're going to also see maybe pitch the ball around there, which would be interesting to see if they can throw the ball. We saw right there early by the Friars to get a pass in the air because they were a little behind. 3rd and a mile, we'll call it. Try to get some of that yardage back.
Regalbuto with the give to Amaro. Tries the right side. Doesn't get very far. Even maybe a yard and a half. Nima Hamze, who's the nose tackle right there on the play. And St. Anthony's on defense. There's Hamze, wears number 76. He's the nose tackle. Anialo and Sutherland are the tackles. And back in the backfield, Scapitici is one of the linebackers with Bobby Soler, the cornerback Richard Hill, Jonathan Schmidt, Max Pomper. Pomper, a guy certainly we're going to watch for as well today. He is one of the defensive leaders for St. Anthony's. Farrell now 2nd down and 10. Call it a gain of maybe a foot. They line up in the I formation. 2 wide outs right. Play fake. Back to throw is Regalbuto. Steps up, and he'll go down at the 30. Stout defense for St. Anthony's in the middle. Bobby Soler, one of the linebackers, right there to put the hit on the quarterback.
Hey, man, the quarterback scrambling around, looking for a place to throw the ball. Watch him. Turns around, trying to do a little play action. All of a sudden, look at the pressure. There are guys upfield. You got to get that block early. And look, they're coming from every angle. 95, putting pressure on the 58 coming. He sees 95, but he doesn't see 58. Ooh, big hit. That's a big-time play.
Loss of 4 on the play makes it 3rd down, 13. Monsignor Farrell back inside their own 30. Ball teed up at the 29-yard line. Regalbuto. Draw play, gives it to Amaro. Left side, good yardage up to the 40. He's down at the 43-yard line, and that should be enough for a first down.
That's a big-time play there. That's why we've been waiting to see this young man run the ball. He's going to get a lot of yards quick. Look for him to expand the field with his speed and strength. I think what you really like here, Rick, he has yards after contact. Somebody's hitting him, and he's dragging him down the field. That's nice.
Max Pomper on the tackle for St. Anthony's. Take a look at these two head-to-head. Howard Amaro with more than 2,000 yards. Hahn not far behind him.
Yeah, you know, both of them got school records. They both look good. You got the 33 touchdowns at St. Anthony's, which is very impressive.
Monsignor Farrell, first down of the day. 1st and 10 from their own 44. Give us to Mezzacapa, the fullback. He busts it up to about the 50-yard line. Very close to midfield. Matt Hahn right there.
Again, you're going to see him. You're going to see a lot of guys making plays. Matt Hahn is going to play a little defense as well.
He is also the return man on punts. There's Mezzacapa, the 44 jersey on his back. He's the up man, the fullback in that I formation.
That's a great play right there. As you notice, you see him giving the ball off early. But what happens is that lets the blocks develop. You see the pulling guard, great block by number 73, taking his man to the ground. That's a pancake for you.
2nd down and 4. Ball's at midfield. Monsignor Farrell moving the ball. First good drive of the day. They line up in the I formation. Play fake again by Buda. Wants to throw, tries to run now, and he'll go down after a gain of about 2.
That time he had a little tougher time standing in the pocket, not quite the pocket awareness you want him to have. He could have stepped to his left maybe to get rid of that ball, but he kind of hung in there. And he definitely got some yards on the rush. But if he steps over, gives himself a little time to throw the ball.
Nima Hamze, the nose tackle, again on the tackle for St. Anthony, so it'll set up 3rd down and 2. First trip into St. Anthony's territory today for Monsignor Farrell. Early in the going, 6:20 remains, first quarter, no score. 2 wide outs right, eye in the backfield. Buda talking to Mezzacapa, who shuffles to the left now, and the give will be to Amaro. Up the middle, Amaro close to first down yardage at the 45.
You're going to like what you see here. You got a short, 3rd and short. What do? You give it to your big back, put it to them, put it right up the middle, get the first down, and that's what they do. The offensive line changes the line of scrimmage, get down low. Look at them moving guys out of the way. It looks like every jersey got a hat on it, and the guys that hit him, they don't hit him head on, they hit him at the side. You can't stop a great back hitting him on the side. You got to hit him head on.
So Amaro picks up the 2nd first down of this drive for Monsignor Farrell. They're at the St. Anthony's 45, 1st and 10.
I said the big man at 5'6", 160. He's playing a lot larger today.
Buda, pitch play, back to Amaro, right side, in the clear at the 40, driven out of bounds at the 38-yard line after a gain of 6. Matt Hahn again. Howard Cross not listed as a starter, but Hahn playing a lot on defense.
You know, when you play in high school ball, you do get a lot of two-way players, and usually your best athletes are running backs and receivers. They play defense at linebacker and DB, and you'll see right here, look at Hahn getting over there. Showing some speed. He's like, well, not today. I'm not going to let you get 1,000 yards or 300 yards on me today. So it's going to be a great battle, not only offensively between the two backs, but defensively to see who's going to make the plays.
Captain Richard Hill wears number 3 from the quarterback spot, also there on the tackle. 2nd down 5 at the 40. Farrell gives it to Amaro. He is thrown for a loss. Amaro thrown back a couple of yards. Alex Fletcher right there to make the play.
What you're going to notice here, though, you're going to notice a lot of pressure and penetration by the defensive line of St. Anthony's. They watch him get into the backfield. See guys there? That's how you stop a great running back. Before he gets to the line of scrimmage, you got to get guys on him. He looks good. He's trying to see a hole. There's no hole there. 71 got his hands on him. Then we got, how many guys is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 guys on him. Look at him getting a little congratulations around him. That's what you want to stop a big-time back.
3rd and 7 at the 42-yard line. Monsignor Farrell in St. Anthony's territory. Buda gives it to Amaro, tries the right side. He will go nowhere. In fact, he'll be thrown back a yard.
And again, you see the great penetration. There's so many guys upfield, it's hard to name all of them. When you get upfield, he has nowhere to go. Make him stutter his feet. He's a fast back. He's strong, but you got to stop him before he gets started. Watch how many guys you see in the camera. There's 95. There's 71 on the ground. There's 2 guys on the tackle, 3 guys on the tackle, 95. Make it 4 guys. Get in there, number 3 quarterback. Just make sure you get on the pile. Get yourself on the camera.
Defensive end Greg Sanzari, number 10, also in on the play. They just didn't get anybody blocked outside that.
You know what happens is that there's probably a line stunt where you slant the guys to the left side on your defensive left to make the play. You got the whole field over there, and you're thinking, okay, We can stop him on the short side, but we want to make sure he doesn't get outside on us on the wide side of the field.
So St. Anthony's on defense takes their first time out of the half. It is 4th down and 7 for Monsignor Farrell. And they are at the 42-yard line of St. Anthony's. Now, a lot at stake here today. Certainly, this is the championship game. St. Anthony's going for the three-peat here. 1 year ago, take a look at what Matt Hahn did in leading St. Anthony's to the victory. It was a 2-point win. This a long touchdown run against Chaminade at the end of the game. 34-32 the final. 7 seconds to go as Riker took his team to their second consecutive, Coach Rich Riker there, their second consecutive Catholic High School AAA championship. They go for 3 in a row today. They beat St. Francis 2 years ago, Chaminade last year. Today, Monsignor Farrell is the opponent, of course, and St. Anthony's had their way with Monsignor Farrell back in the second week of the season. Both clubs, though, have improved, we're told, a lot over that length of time. It looks as though Monsignor Farrell's going to go for it. No, they line up in punt formation. Amaro is the punter, and he will stand at his own 46-yard line. I thought it'd be a little early to take a gamble like that.
Well, you know what? With Amaro in the backfield, you never really know what's going to happen because he could break one at any time. And he did a decent job punting the ball, which is very good.
It will die at about the 13-yard line. Matt Hahn back there to return the kick, but Amaro able to put it out of bounds and pin St. Anthony's deep in their own territory. 3:29 to go in the first quarter. No score. The AAA championship for the Catholic High School Football League. We'll be back on Yes. 3:29 to go in the first quarter. No score. Howard Cross, it's been a pretty tough defensive battle so far. St. Anthony starts deep in their own territory. Hey, tomorrow is a night of premieres on Yes. First at 8:30. We live the excitement of this year's championship series. Tales of Triumph, the 2003 ALCS. It's a look back at that historic heated series between the Yankees and the Red Sox. At 9, the premiere of Yankees Hot Stove, hosts Bob Lorenz and Susan Waldman, a rotating panel of experts discussing and debating the hottest news on baseball's free agent and trade talks. A night of premieres tomorrow at 8:30, only here on Yes. Kevin Ciccarello is the quarterback for St. Anthony's as they start 1st and 10 deep in their own territory at their own 13-yard line. The give is to Hahn, 2 yards up the middle.
It's going to be very tough for Hahn to get it started. He's pressed back. You're going to keep everybody at the line. They're really the defensive line for St. Anthony's is really excited about getting to him right now, so Hahn's going to do something special.
John Ferrara, number 80, and on the tackle for Monsignor Farrell. Ben Cerullo in his 23rd year as the head coach at Farrell. Hahn, 6'1", 215 pounds, headed for Penn State, we're told, Howard.
You know what I heard? He's a Penn Stater through and through. He went to high school. He's like, where you want to go to school? I'm going to go to Penn State. Yeah, I mean, this school. No, I still want to go to Penn State. In kindergarten, he wanted to go to Penn State, and he's already heading there. He's ready to go. And they need him.
Yes, they do. 2nd and 8. Ciccarello. Pitch play to Hahn. Left side over the 20. 25-30. Into the clear at the 40. He's down the sideline. Tripped up just past midfield. Matt Hahn nearly to the races. Down at the 41.
Matt Hahn shows some incredible speed and exactly why Penn State needs him. He looks good taking the ball on the outside on the option, and he turns it on right away. Watch the quarterback here. Great play by the quarterback. Goes upfield, and look at Hahn. Watch him turn on the speed. Nice. Knows how he put the ball on the outside on. A smart play right there. A lot of young backs got to learn that. Takes a great block right there, goes inside, and turns on the speed, not looking for nothing but the end zone.
Sal Salzarulo with the touchdown, saving tackle. 1st and 10 at the 43 for St. Anthony's. Give up the middle. Give them 3 yards on the carry. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Again, you see him trying to go across the formation both ways. So they got the defense a little unsettled, and then they sent him right up the middle.
Vince Minicello with the tackle. There's number 70 for Monsignor Farrell. Bob Sika, number 54, one of the linebackers, one of the guys who is a key defensive performer. Say give him 4 on the carry. Hahn, 2nd down and 6 upcoming just inside the Monsignor Farrell 40. Ciccarello looked for a quick pass, now rolls right, and he will go down at the 41. So he'll lose 2. Ciccarello wanted to stand up and throw quickly outside, but Pizzarelli right there from the safety spot to make the play.
Ciccarello wanted to go back to that play we saw early in the game where he got about 8 yards on the quick slant. He stands up, and of course, I don't know if the guy wasn't there or if he just missed the call in the huddle because he had a lot of defense there and he couldn't get the ball off.
So the loss on the play makes it 3rd down and 8 now. St. Anthony's back outside the Monsignor Farrell 40. Both these teams like to great heavyweight boxers really testing each other here in the first quarter. Ciccarello, toss play, Hahn, right side to the 40. And out of bounds inside the 35. Looks like they'll mark it at about the 33-yard line. And that's about where he needed to get for the first down. Lenny Ingracia there to make the play on defense for Monsignor Farrell.
They didn't have to bring the chains over it. It's going to be a really close one. Again, they went with the pitch. Nice lead block in there. You see our man 54 coming in to make the play from the backside. He's hustling. Nice responsibility. You see, going to the quarterback, you got to play responsibility in the option. If you got the quarterback, you take the quarterback. You take the pitch guy when you're the pitch guy. Take the dive guy when the dive guy comes through. That's very good discipline by the Friars.
Well, they did measure, and they call it a first down. So Hahn has picked up another first down on the drive. 51 yards rushing so far. Here in the first quarter, they'll spot the ball at the 32-yard line of Monsignor Farrell. St. Anthony's in business with a 1st and 10. Less than a minute to go in the first quarter of the AAA Catholic High School Championship game tonight on Yes. Ciccarello under center, calling signals. Wingman left. Fakes the give. He'll run the option all alone, right side to the 20. To the 10. He's headed to the corner. Touchdown, Ciccarello.
That's a great play. Again, you see the Lions there. They have a chance to make the play. The play before, everybody was on their man. Somebody got to the quarterback. Somebody took the pitch guy. Somebody took the dive guy. That time, everybody took the dive guy. So I don't know what happened.
Great fake, though, by Ciccarello as we take another look.
Look, they go to the dive guy. You see him getting hit. Nobody's on the QB, and the pitch man is running by himself on the outside. So he had an option, even if he was going to get tackled. Right here, look, there you go. Everybody goes to the big man. Right there, Hahn's being tackled, but look at the quarterback. Nobody around. Showing a little speed, too. Very nice.
Kevin Ciccarello puts St. Anthony's on the board. The point after is up and good by Thomas Ahrens. And it's St. Anthony's jumping into the lead, 7-0. Very potent offense and a quick strike on the ground. 32 seconds to go in the first quarter. St. Anthony's breaks on top. We'll be back. On the campus of Hofstra University, the Catholic High School Football Championship game. 32 seconds to go in the first quarter, and St. Anthony's has broken on top. Kevin Ciccarello, the quarterback, with a running touchdown. Beautiful play on the option, and St. Anthony's goes 87 yards in 6 plays, just under 3 minutes to get the job done.
Very nice. After starting deep in their own territory, they come out with a nice run. And Mr. Hahn got him way down the field on one big play for 44 yards to give him a chance to be in scoring position.
Kickoff. Monsignor Farrell collecting the ball. Mike Salvione with the return.
Mike looked good right there on the return, except for one thing. You got to look out for your own guy. Sometimes when
running into your blocker's not the plan, is it?
Especially when they hit that hard. He flagged him.
Now, Monsignor Farrell, starting at their own 31-yard line, they were able to move the ball in their first possession. The drive stalled at the St. Anthony's 40. What do they need to do this time, Howard?
Well, it gets to be a little more consistent. Keep giving the ball to your big back, which is a little guy. But keep giving the ball to him. Keep mixing it up. Don't make him go up the middle every time. Give him some shots on the edge because he's a quick guy. Once he gets out there, he's going to get some yards after contact.
And off to Joshua Amaro. 2,008 yards in 10 games, plus the playoff games coming in this week. Bobby Soler on the tackle for St. Anthony's, one of the 2 linebackers. So Amaro picks up a couple, and it'll be 2nd and 8.
They're implying the 2 yards in a cloud of dust right there. Like I said, you got to mix it up just a little bit, especially from the eye backfield. It's easy to tee off on a guy in the eye backfield.
So that is the end of the first quarter. The Friars of St. Anthony's with a 7-0 lead. The teams will change sides, and we'll be back for quarter number 2 here on Yes. On the campus of Hofstra University, ready to begin the second quarter of the AAA championship game, the Catholic High School Football League of the New York area. St. Anthony's on top 7-0. They won the earlier meeting of these teams 42-12 back in the second week of the season, but Monsignor Farrell, Howard, might have them right where they want them.
You know what? I think Monsignor Farrell does have them right where they want them. They're expecting to go back and get their little three-peat, and they got their guys right. Okay, give them a touchdown, give them a little hope. But we got to see. St. Anthony's looking really strong right now.
Now Monsignor Farrell with Ben Cerullo at the helm. 157 wins now in his 23rd season coaching this ball club.
He might have where he wants them, but he doesn't look to be too happy about it.
Well, trailing 7-0 in the start of the second quarter. Not the situation he hoped to be in. Anthony Regalbuto puts the ball on the ground on second down. Flags fly. Preliminary indication is that Farrell will hold on to possession. Like Greg Albuto just never handled the snap backing out of there.
Well, sometimes when you get excited about a play, you do pull out a little quick, and when you do that, the ball will get on the ground. You have to stay in there, even if your center is pulling. That'll also make the ball not get to your hands. Right there, it looks like he's just a little anxious to get out of there before the ball gets to his hands. Gotta have to. You gotta sit in there and take the snap first. If you don't get the snap, no play.
They lose a yard, 3rd and 9 on their own 31. Monsignor Farrell. Greg Albuto give to Amaro. Big hole up the middle. Amaro busts it up near midfield, and that'll be more than enough for a first down.
Amaro showing again between the tackles. What a nice run. Check him out. Looks like a pass. He's dropping back. Watch Amaro here. Nice move. Nice move. Oh, yards after contact. On the man's that side, you can't just knock him down with a block tackle. You see the block tackle coming right here. No, that's not going to do it. You got to wrap him up. Get your hands on him. He's planning on getting some extra yards. Look at him cutting through the middle. 1, 2, block tackle. Nope. Oh, 2 guys to get him. He's running the ball very nice.
So Farrell 1st and 10 at their own 48, 17 yards on the pickup by Amaro. Here's Amaro again over midfield in the clear, 45. Headed to the 40-yard line of St. Anthony's. Jonathan Schmidt there to make the tackle. May have saved the touchdown. Here comes Matt Hahn back on the field on defense for St. Anthony's.
I tell you what, Matt Hahn, you did a good job. You got us a 44-yard run early, but we're going to need you to stop this guy because he's tearing it up too. Watch this run here. Takes the ball. Watch the first cut. He cuts after he gets through the line of scrimmage to the outside to his left. Look, he's looking at guys, 2 guys that take him down. If they don't hit him, it might be off to the races.
Another first down, 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line of St. Anthony's. Monsignor Farrell. Greg Albuto. Pitch play. Amaro left side. Gets cut down after a pickup of 2 over at the sideline. Max Pomper from one of the safety spots. Where's number 42? He is one of the standouts on defense for the Friars.
Yeah, Amaro's doing pretty well, and that's about 10 carries for over 50 yards. I think he's starting out
on pace, isn't he?
He's on pace to having a good day. But what you're going to have to see now, you're going to see these guys starting to pull up. There's not a lot of passing going on, so you're going to see more guys closer to the line of scrimmage to stop him.
But I'm really impressed with the play of both quarterbacks. Very good with the ball, very good play fakes and so forth. Haven't seen him with the ball in the air much yet.
Well, it's kind of hard. It's really interesting how play fakes work if you're not throwing the ball. I wonder where they're faking it to. What does the other team expect when he fakes the ball?
Well, St. Anthony's expected to see Amaro on the carry, and he is taken down short of the line of scrimmage. So a loss of 1. It'll be 3rd and 9. Justin Hayworth right there to jam things up for St. Anthony's.
And Hahn also right there. You'll see him coming in and try to get a little piece of that. Watch again. See him step over. That's a little counter play. See everybody pulling. You can try to get in front of him. Number 95's there, and Hahn's coming across the top. There are a lot of guys trying to make sure that Amaro does not get started.
Hayworth, the left defensive end. 3rd and 9. They're not a throwing team. What do? They come out in a spread.
They come out in a spread, but it looked for a handoff. Oh, no, he's going to put it in the air.
Farrell, Greg Albuto to throw. Down the middle, overthrown at the 5.
Now, that's a situation where you got a guy who's not able to really set his feet and throw the ball because he's just not used to that situation. You got the back that's got over 2,000 yards in your backfield. You hadn't thrown many times, and he had time to throw the ball. He had a little more time to sit there and throw it.
Greg Albuto going for Mike Mishna on the post pattern, but it was overthrown. Here's another look.
No, look at this right here. There's nobody around him. He has time. No one's even close to him. He just lets it go a little early. If he gets another count, he might have a chance to hit that play or something on the outside. Like I said, it's kind of hard to draw up plays to pass the ball when you're not used to passing the ball because you got a great back.
Farrell will punt. Amaro is the punter, and he puts it into the end zone. Almost died at the goal line, but it does go in for the touchback. So they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line, and St. Anthony's will get the ball on offense one more time. We will take a quick timeout. St. Anthony's with the early lead. Kevin Ciccarello's touchdown run a few moments ago, giving St. Anthony's a 7-0 advantage. We'll be back. Championship, the Catholic High School Football League here on Yes. Less than 9 minutes to go in the half. St. Anthony's with the early 7-0 lead. Tomorrow night on Yes, the Nets begin a hot West Coast road trip. They start in Seattle against the Sonics. Our complete coverage starts at 9:30 with Bob Lorenz in the Nets pregame. Then Ian Eagle and Kelly Tripucka have all the Nets action at 10 o'clock. The Nets and the Sonics tomorrow night at 9:30 only here on Yes. Well, the St. Anthony's Friars, Ciccarello with that great touchdown run a few moments ago, deep in their own territory, starting from their own 20, plenty of time on the clock in the second quarter. And the give is to Hahn, and Hahn breaks into the clear, to the 40, to the 50. He is all alone, headed to the house at the 20, the 10, no flag seen, and Hahn into the end zone for a touchdown. So on 1st and 10 from the 20, St. Anthony's. Hahn goes 80 yards off left tackle, Howard Cross.
You know what? It went 80 yards off left tackle, but there is a flag on the play.
Where is it?
In the center of the field. Oh, it's a touchdown, though. I think it's against...
Calls against Monsignor Farrell.
It might be against Monsignor Farrell. Look, great play running down the field. Nobody near him. That's just awesome. That's a quick way to start with a score there.
If my arithmetic is correct, that puts Hahn at about 140 yards rushing so far in the first half.
Man, I couldn't tell you. My math doesn't work that fast. Let me look. 132. That's close. 140. You know what? You want to count on your side, Tom?
I don't even have my shoes on.
That's pretty good. That's a great play. You see him take the ball, hit it off the left side. Again, a little misdirection in the backfield. Keeps the defense watching. You got keys you got to carry. You got to wonder what's going to happen.
St. Anthony's will burn a timeout here as they prepare for the point after. And I wouldn't think at this point that Rich Reichert, who's the head coach of St. Anthony's, would be thinking about a two-point conversion, would you?
I have no idea. He might just be giving Hahn a breather. You know, he's averaging 33 yards a carry. So
he's playing it both ways.
Well, that's true. Coach looks really, excited about being in the lead, too. Yeah, he's really happy. Look at him. Oh, man. That he's intense. He's ready to go.
We've told you about these two great running backs, Matt Hahn for St. Anthony's and Josh Amaro for Monsignor Farrell. Amaro up over 2,000 yards on the season. Hahn starting today with 1,817 yards. The unbelievable statistic to me, Howard Cross, is that Hahn is averaging nearly 10 yards a carry, and as a whole, the team is averaging nearly 10 yards a carry.
I think the funny thing is that Hahn is also trying to get a little extra yards per carry because he's too close to the rest of the team. He's trying to make himself an individual. He wants to be like up in there about the 15 yards a carry. It's pretty good.
They spotted at the 3. St. Anthony's will go for 2. And the give again is to Hahn, left tackle again, and he is in for the 2-point conversion.
That's why Coach had to take the breather. They give him a breather, go get the 2 points. It's pretty nice. He goes 80 yards in 12 seconds. That's pretty good.
Not bad at all in full pads.
Full pass and cutting back and forth across the field.
Take another look at what we've just seen. There's the touchdown carry.
Great seal there by number 44 to give Hahn the open field. That's awesome. That's what you need when you're trying to get started. That's the thing, because Francisco gives him a nice block there to get him started. Without that block, Hahn might be tackled in the backfield, or not tackled in the backfield, but tackled before he gets started.
Hahn now running Fred Librera there, number 4 for Monsignor Farrell. One play, 80 yards. Couldn't get much better than a 12-second scoring drive, right?
No, there's a lot of teams that would like that in the NFL. 12-second scoring drives.
I know one that wears blue jerseys not too far from here that would appreciate something.
They'd appreciate any time scoring drives. They'll be okay. This weekend, Monday night, we hope they'll be okay.
We trust that they will. So the Friars will kick. They're up 15-0. 8:44 to go in the first half. Ready to put the ball in the air. Tom Aarons. Amaro. Not Amaro this time on the return. Return man breaks into the clear on the left side. Mike Salvione down the sideline. Did he step out? He's headed to the goal line. Salvione to the 5. He is swarmed under at the goal line.
That is incredible.
Short kickoff on the left-hand side for Monsignor Farrell, and the referee puts the arms up. Salvione has taken it back all the way to get Monsignor Farrell on the board.
I tell you what, that was awesome. The return is great. One of his blockers falls in front of him before he even gets started. Look at this. He gets back. Somebody stumbles. Look out. I don't need you. I can do it on my own. And watch him take off here. One guy's going to touch him.
That's the kicker.
Yards after contact. He's gone. 2 guys. He's gone. They're tackling each other. Look at him running. He cuts back right at the right time. And somebody goes to the ball and should have got it, bring him down and try to stop the play. Great run. Nice determination by that young man there. Look at him run the ball. That is awesome. Good blocks all the way down the field. You see a lot of white jerseys all the way down to the very end, and that's great. And here's what I like about it. Look at this cutback. No, I'm not going to stop. He's still running. Look at him driving his leg. Look at the white jerseys coming back in, and make sure he gets into the end zone. That's a great play.
5th and 6th effort, I think there by Mike Salvione.
That's too many efforts to count. I don't have, maybe over 10. You know, my fingers, I got to take my shoe off.
Monsignor Farrell going for 2. This is the pitch to Amaro, but he will not get there. Thrown out of bounds at the 2. Josh Amaro tried to get 2 points for Monsignor Farrell. He fails. And it remains 15-6. St. Anthony's with the lead. Frank Scapitici with the tackle on the outside. So 8.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. St. Anthony's with a 9-point lead. We'll be back for the Farrell kickoff in a moment. And yes, coverage of the Catholic High School Football League AAA championship game. 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. Alongside Howard Cross, I'm Rick Benjamin. It's been a game of long gains, Howard Cross. That touchdown play, 82 yards. Mike Salvione on the kickoff return.
I tell you what, this is a very exciting game because you see a lot of big plays, a lot of big runs by both backs and then you see a kickoff return that you don't really expect. You see his blockers stumbling in front of him, and he takes it to the house. Another big little guy who won't stop until he gets to the end zone. He has so many efforts, as we were saying. He was, as they were saying on one of my favorite radio stations, he was efforting all the way down the field.
Yes, he was.
He did a good job.
Problem, though, Amaro is the kickoff man as well for Monsignor Farrell. They went for 2 to try to match what St. Anthony's did, and they failed. So they trail now by 9.
So this should be interesting to see what happens here.
Amaro puts the toe to the ball, end over end, but short flag thrown because it goes out of bounds on the 21-yard line.
It's got to be tough for you when you're in school or when you're coaching a team when you don't really have a kid who can kick. I mean, not that he didn't do a good kick, but he just, it's just tough.
It is tough. The special teams play really does determine a lot of the outcome. Well, Wednesday night at 10 o'clock on Yes, get our in-depth look at the world of pro football. It's This Week in Football. New York Giants star Tiki Barber joins John Riggins, Bob Papa, Gary Myers, Larry Pasquale, featuring detailed analysis of the Jets and the Giants, plus a preview of Week 13's NFL action. This Week in Football, Wednesday night at 10 only here on Yes. So St. Anthony's and Monsignor Farrell squaring off. St. Anthony's on offense. They'll start at their own 35. Ciccarello back to throw. Deep down the right side. He has a man wide open. It's complete. Great catch by Steven Mazzo, one of the wingmen. Mazzo was wide open. And that play good down to the 34-yard line of Monsignor Farrell.
That was a very nice play-action play. The quarterback drops back. Watch him hide the ball a little bit. And watch him step into his throw. Nice pass. Putting the ball right out in front with a running back. He has to catch it. He has to get out for it. But another step or two, and he might take it to the house.
All the running that we've seen both teams do, what about the strategy of throwing on first down?
Well, the strategy of throwing on first down, when you got 2 big-time backs, you got everybody sucked up to the line, trying to get 9 guys up there just about to stop the run. And then when you throw it, there's nobody usually covering the pass.
And Hahn with the carry. Over the right side, Hahn picks up 15. That'll be another first down. Matt Mitrovic on the stop. Hahn down, though. Oh, boy, what a blow that would be.
That'd be an incredible blow. That's what you see in these games. You see a great running back take the ball, get it again, and rush up the field. But then all of a sudden, when you throw the ball, everybody's standing up so close trying to stop him from catching it. Looks like he might have rolled his ankle a little bit. So if he's down, that's going to be a big blow to St. Anthony's.
Mitrovic kind of bulldogged him from behind, and it didn't look like a particularly dangerous hit.
Yeah, I think just, the way he fell on
leg injury.
The way he fell on the back of the thing, it's pretty tough.
There was a flag on the play, and the call initially looks to be holding on St. Anthony, so undoubtedly it will come back, and the officials moving back in that direction. Bill Bradley is our referee today, and Bradley with the holding indication.
Bill Bradley?
Bill Bradley, not the former senator.
Oh, I thought he was taking time off. Senator, he's calling games. That's pretty good.
Not shooting jump shots from behind the three-point line either. Okay, I don't think Bill Bradley shot a jumper very often.
No.
Hahn is up, which is good news, particularly for St. Anthony's. He'll walk it off and head back to the huddle. Here's a look as he goes down. Looks like he might have gotten his knee there.
Look, watch this. See his ankle gets rolled under? That's just a little tweak of the ankle. Now, the thing that you notice is really good is not that he's walking off on his own. He's jogging off. And not much of a limp. So that right there just shows you a tough young man. Probably scared him a little bit. Go to the Penn State guy. I know Penn State just took a deep breath.
Yeah. Hahn with 133 yards rushing here in the first half on 4 carries.
Joe Paterno probably just turned over just to see what was happening. He was like, oh, no.
Now, we had an indication that there was a hold on St. Anthony's, but it's being marked at the 22-yard line, make it the 27-yard line.
Well, see what happens with that is when you get such a big gain, it all depends where the hold is.
From the point of the foul.
Take it from the point of the foul. If he ran for 30 yards, he threw it 20 yards downfield, and, he still have a first down.
So it was 1st and 4, and the pickup is 2 yards, and that makes it 2nd and 2. And Hahn will be back in the ball game.
Oh, no.
He was expelled for one play by Tom Carberry at running back. Carberry picked up the 2 yards. He's averaging 13.5 yards per pop. I mean, the rushing stats for St. Anthony's just make your jaw drop.
It does, but at the same time, what you got to do, there's no stat for offensive line play.
Yeah.
These guys are blocking so well, getting to their man. As you see right here, there's nobody out in front of the back. The back has a clear road. And he's got 6, 7, 8 yards before a guy actually lays a hand on him. There's a hat on a hat all the way across the line. They're very well coached up front in the offensive line.
Toss left to Hahn, good for plenty of yardage for the first down. Gets it down to the 20. Pickup of 7 on the play. Sal Salzarulo with the tackle, and we'll take another look at Hahn. He took one play off. Here's the toss. Good blocking in front, but he makes the first guy miss, which is what I like.
Yeah, you got a great block in there by number 75, 71, 77, 51. You got a lot of guys getting their blocks. John Southern, Steve, Alex, Trevor. I mean, these guys are getting them. Even James is getting the block. These guys are up front, getting their job done day in and day out. And then, the back gets all the glory like they do every week. But it's a good thing when you see 13 yards a carry, 33 yards a carry, over 10 yards a carry. That's those stats that you can be proud of.
Rob Sika, number 54, tackles Steven Mazza, the wingback, who took the handoff coming around through the middle. Mazza up the middle, gains, give him 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. The fake to Hahn, and here's Mazza.
Look at these blocks. That's what I'm talking about. Look at the line of scrimmage being changed. And the back, when he's coming through the line and people are reaching for him, grabbing at him, but nobody's putting a direct hit on him right in his face.
Inside the 15-yard line, St. Anthony's leading by 9, knocking on the door again. Hahn, though, will go down for a loss. Matt Hahn took the give, but nobody blocked in front of him at all. And great plays up front. Matt Mitrovic, Rob Sika, Mike McConville. The left defensive end, where's number 57? He was there to make the play. Here's another look.
Now, here's what's happening this time. You see the guard pulling number 75. He's got to get his head on him and either kick him out or what we call log him. When you log him, you kind of log him inside. If he logs him inside, the back got to bounce around for the run. That time he was kind of indecisive on the block, and the number 57 defensive end makes the play.
Loss puts the down marker back to the 17-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 6. 5:08 to go. Second quarter. It is to Hahn up the middle. Now the fake to Hahn. It looked like, it was a fake to Hahn. Ciccarello had the ball. The quarterback went back, but never got a chance to try to throw it. Jim Graziano, number 74, right there to sack Ciccarello. And Monsignor Farrell rises up. Looked like they were going to go behind by 2 touchdowns. Here's another look at it. The fake to Hahn.
Look at this. This is what nice. That's, again, playing your responsibility. When you play this game, football is a really funny sport. It's the only sport I can think of where you have to have 11 guys doing their job in order to win. If one guy's not doing his job, then all of a sudden you see what happens. You get touchdowns. Nice kick.
Tom Ahrens is the kicker for St. Anthony's. A 37-yard field goal attempt is good.
And he had room.
With 4:24 to go in the second quarter, St. Anthony stretches their lead now 18-6 in the AAA championship for the Catholic High School League.
What you like about it with football is it's definitely a team game. Teaches a lot about life. We can't do anything by ourselves. You got to have everybody working together. And that's a good thing. You can't just do things by yourself. You're going to need somebody.
Another look at that successful field goal by Tom Ahrens for St. Anthony's. The Friars jump to a 12-point lead. We'll be back here on Yes. Back to the campus of Hofstra University. Schuart Stadium is the site of the AAA championship game for the Catholic High School Football League. 38-yard field goal by Tom Ahrens, who is ready to kick off. A 44-yard scoring drive covering 4 minutes and 7 seconds. Took him 6 plays to get in position and kick that field goal. And as you said, Howard Cross, Ahrens had plenty of leg on that ball.
And that's very impressive for a young man to be kicking the ball like that in high school. There will be some colleges that are going to give him a nice look because everybody needs a good kicker.
Sure.
I know a lot of colleges right now are sitting around thinking like, man, if I could just get a kicker, somebody can come in here and kick field goals for me, kick the ball into the end zone. you got a guy to do that, and you got another guy that's there just to kick field goals in a college team. Not like in the pros when you can only afford one guy.
Oh, and they fake it. They onside kick it, and they make the catch. Aarons ran right by the ball, but there's a flag on the play.
Now that right there is a tough play. That lets you know that they're being very well scouted. St. Anthony's, the Friars are scouting very well, trying to see what's going on. And Monsignor probably leaves the line a little early, so they know to run the fake early.
Doug Sion made the catch, but they call it offside. So
You get a little anxious if you don't do that all the time. You get a little anxious when that happens.
The Friars did leave early.
So what happens is you can't cross the line before the kicker. You got to wait for him to kick the ball. And when you have that little misdirection kick, I don't know if it's if you stand behind with the kicker, the actual kicker has to run behind the ball and miss the guy who's going to actually kick the ball. And while they're doing all of that, the other 9 guys have got to make sure, okay, we can't cross the line until they figure out who's going to kick it.
Rich Reichert shaking his head. He had a good plan, but was not executed well, so they'll move the ball back to the 35 after the penalty and try it once again. Joshua Amaro, Michael Salvione, who broke one for a touchdown a few moments ago. For Monsignor Farrell, back to receive the kickoff.
Yeah, now it's going to be interesting. See, like I said, that again goes to let you know you got to take care of your job first. Don't just run and do whatever you think. You got to take every job.
Different kicker, not Aarons this time. Squibs it. Amaro has it at the 25-30. Spins away to the 40, out of bounds at the 44-yard line. So a great run by Amaro after the squib kick.
That right there is a great move in a tight spot. Watch this. The ball is squibbed to him. He mishandles it a little bit.
Wow.
You got to get in front of the ball to get those. Look at this move. 2 guys. Holy smoke.
They blocked each other.
That's a great play. And he goes upfield, and the kicker is diving to make the tackle. And if it hadn't been for number 32, he might have taken it to the house for the second return for a touchdown.
John Scapitici makes the tackle. So Amaro lines up in the backfield. 1st and 10, Monsignor Farrell. They're at their own 44, trailing by 12. About 4 minutes to go, second quarter. They throw it left side. It is complete. And number 82, Joshua Conforti in the clear. Conforti over midfield. He is into St. Anthony's territory, out of bounds. Max Pomper with the defensive stop. Conforti with a great catch and run down the left sideline.
Here we were just talking about that a little earlier. What's the advantage of throwing on first down? You see it right here. This is what we call the wide receiver screen. You see him throw the ball. There's a wide out blocking for him. He would have turned it up inside, but the safety was coming down hawking him. And if the safety doesn't make the play there, he could go to the house again for another long touchdown.
Good pass by Regal Buto. Gives it this time to Amaro. Amaro is smacked after a couple of yard pickup. Turns inside, gets 2 more. But Joshua Amaro showing his toughness there.
Hey, but guess who hit him?
Matt Hahn.
Matt Hahn comes in and lay a lick on him, trying to make sure he doesn't get started.
Do you think there's a little rivalry there between these 2 running backs, one on offense and one playing both ways?
You know, you're playing when you're 1 and 2, like rushing in your conference. I think you might want to stop the other guy. You got one guy with the record and one guy sniffing at the record. It's going to be a little competition there.
Little extra incentive there. Gain of 4, second down 6. Ball's at the 37-yard line. Regal Buto again, the wideout screen to Conforti. Right side this time, but St. Anthony's has it covered pretty well. Gain of maybe 2. Conforti is taken out of bounds by Richard Hill, one of the cornerbacks. Where's number 3 for the Friars?
That time coach made what a lot of coaches do. They make a quick early mistake. That's when you go to the well twice too early. You see this time? You see how many guys are over there? He's got the outside guy coming up on him. He got the safety bearing down on him. He's got another man from the inside. There's 3 guys over there, and there's only 1 blocker in front of him. Unless that guy's Flash Gordon, he's not going to get all 3 of them.
3rd down and a long 4. They spot the ball at the 36-yard line for Monsignor Farrell. Here's Amaro. The give. Tries to run left side. Picks up a couple, but he will be short of the 1st down. He'll be about 1.5 yards short with 2:44 to go in the half. Frank Scapitici right there on the tackle. Where's number 55 for the Friars?
And Scapitici does a great job playing off his block and making the play. If he doesn't make that tackle, Amaro may be going again for not only just for a 1st down. He might take it maybe to the 10 or so before anybody can get to him.
As we saw in that kickoff return, I think Amaro's got great instincts to go with his speed and his strength. 4th and 2, and Monsignor Farrell will go for it here. They trail by 12.
Well, you know what? It's early, even though it's halftime and they got another half to play. You still don't want to go into the game trailing, and they got to try to make something happen.
Amaro trying to pick up the first down. He loses a yard. Bobby Soler, number 58, the middle linebacker for St. Anthony's, right there to make the stop. You knew Amaro was going to get the ball. Looked like he had running room at first, but Soler was right there. Here's the pitch.
Well, coach kind of figured, okay, with 4th and 2 on the 30, we get the ball across the 20, get the ball to the the 30-yard line, we get the first down. But at the same time, it's too far for him to kick a field goal, and maybe just a little too short to try to punt him, because you punt into the end zone, it's not going to change that much field position. So he went with the safe bet. Give it to your best player. Try to make something happen.
Tried to run behind his fullback, Jesse Mezzacapa there. Mezzacapa couldn't get the block made. So it's 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Here's Ciccarello. Pitch play, looking for Hahn. It's not Hahn this time. It's Steven Mazza from the wingback spot. And Mazza is bulldogged by Fred Librera. Librera wears number 4. He's one of the captains. He's one of the cornerbacks on Monsignor Farrell's very strong defense. Now, Monsignor Farrell's fallen behind here by 12. 1 week ago, they were behind 2 touchdowns in the 4th quarter. Came back to win against Mount St. Michael. Here's the pitch play. Another look. Mazza, they had that one sniffed out pretty well.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody doing their responsibility. Whoever has the pitch man, you take the pitch man. Whoever has the quarterback, take the quarterback. The guy who's got the dive guy, you take the dive guy. Everybody do your responsibility. It's 3-on-3, and it's going to work.
Ciccarello to throw. Deep. He's got a man open. It's complete. Heading down the sideline. He is going to be gone.
There you go. You get squeeze up there.
St. Anthony's Tom Carberry wide open on the left side. And it is another touchdown. St. Anthony stretches their lead to 24-6.
When you squeeze up there to stop the run, it's going to happen to you eventually. Somebody's going to get behind you. And you see the linebackers turn to run. You see number 29 there trying to turn to run. Turning just a little bit too late. That's a tough play for you. Squeezing up to stop the run. You got a big-time back running all over the field. You're trying to help out on the run. You got to take care of your responsibility. If there's a guy in front of you, make sure he's not just running down the field. If he's not blocking you, he's going out for a pass.
Back in the 2nd week of the season, we told you earlier, St. Anthony's and Monsignor Farrell met. St. Anthony's won it 42-12. It was close. It was 10-6 at the half in a very closely fought ball game. In the second half of that game, St. Anthony's broke it open. Starting to look like they might break this one open before halftime. 1:19 to go in the 2nd quarter, and a timeout as the Friars will consider what to do. Here's another look as we see Ciccarello play fake and a nice pass.
You see Salvatore, he's going to get sucked up just a little bit. When he turns around, he's like, oh, he's on his horse, but it's a little too late then. He's sliding over to make the play on the big back, but he's a little late turning around to make the coverage. That's a tough play for a young safety coming over. You got a guy coming out of the backfield as your man, that you're designated to. You got to watch him all the way. Like I said, a game that teaches you to take care of your responsibility. It's a big time. You got 2 plays, 72-yard drive. That's big time. 49 seconds. That is excellent. That pass was 72 yards.
Carberry's a junior, 5'8", 145 pounds. Played like a 220-pound big-time guy on that one, no doubt about it.
St. Anthony's 2002 championship team, 11-0, ranked 5th in New York, 2nd on Long Island. Yeah, there we go.
They're going to go for 2 again. On lines up behind Ciccarello. They spotted at the 3. Oh, Ciccarello puts it on the ground. It's fumbled and recovered by Monsignor Farrell. So this 2-point attempt fails. And with 1:19 to go in the 2nd quarter, the score will remain 24-6 in favor of St. Anthony's.
Well, we both know if they scrib it, it can be taken to the house. If they kick it deep, they can take it to the house. Or maybe be the only safe bet is to kick it out of bounds and let your defense come on and hold them.
For a guy whose team is leading by 18 points as we get close to halftime, Rich Reichert looks like he had a lunch that didn't agree with him or something there on the sideline.
He's very serious. He knows that this game, as quickly as they've scored, you've seen these big runs by both backs, it could change in an instant. The return could be for a touchdown. Next thing you know, you come out, they get the ball again. It could be a run for a touchdown. Anything could happen. And both coaches are like they got the same look. They ate at the same diner before the game.
Now, Ben Cerullo's team presumably will get the ball following this kickoff. Now, just a few moments ago, Tom Ahrens, they tried an onside kick and were offside, and then squibbed it the second time. Amaro nearly busted that one for a touchdown. Monsignor Farrell's only score coming on a long touchdown return. So we will see what happens here. Mike Salvione ran the ball back 82 yards for Monsignor Farrell earlier in the half.
Well, they're gonna do something. They gotta figure out where to kick it or how to kick it. I don't know if they're advanced enough to pick sides to kick it to. They got to do something. Both returners are very dangerous, as we've seen so far. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle this situation.
Tom Aarons is the kickoff man. They put it at the 40, a minute 19 to go in the second quarter. Well, here at Hofstra.
If it was the Giants, it may be kicked out of bounds.
Don't remind us.
It happens to the best of them.
That was gift wrapped and then some. Aarons to the ball, kicks it straight this time, high and deep, coming down to Salvione at the 5. Good kick. Salvione up the middle to the 20, and he'll go down at the 23-yard line. So no magic this time for Mike Salvione, who doesn't get outside. Don Fowler, where's number 29 for the Friars on the kickoff coverage with a good tackle.
Well, what happened on that one is that he kicked it so deep it gave the coverage and had nice hang time too.
Yeah.
Gives the coverage time to get down to make the play. Before, when you had the short kind of long line drive kick, that gives the returner all the advantage. The blocks are already starting to happen. When you kick it deep, the ball hangs in the air. It gives you a chance to get to your blocker, work off your blocker, and get back into your lane to make a play. And that's what we saw right there.
Farrell trailing 24-6, a minute 14 to go in the second quarter. Anthony Regalbuto brings his club to the line of scrimmage at their own 24. And here's the give to Amaro. Amaro busts through one tackle, gets up to about the 27 before being brought down by Nima Hamze, the nose tackle. Where's number 76 in the black for the Friars? Hamze thinks, man, maybe I should come out. No, I think I'll stay in as we get inside a minute to go in the second quarter.
Now, what's amazing to me, you're down by, I don't know how many points are, 18 points. And instead of going to the air right away, you go to your best player. You go to your running back. Instead of throwing the ball to get it downfield, you give it to the running back. He can stretch the field for you just like a pass play.
But on 2nd down and 7, Regalbuto's pass is complete to Jesse Mezzacapa over the right side. Mezzacapa with a nice gain up to the 39-yard line. Richard Hill on the tackle, and that's good for first down yardage. And they do stop the clock. They burn a timeout as they move the chains, actually. Regalbuto will give it to Amaro. Left side in the clear. 45 headed toward midfield. He'll go down at the 48-yard line. It's a pickup of 9, so it'll be 2nd down and 1. And a timeout used this time by Monsignor Farrell. Bobby Soler, the linebacker, number 58 there for the tackle.
On that particular play, Amaro made a little bit of a mistake. He had a chance to break it to the outside, maybe to get a chance to even squeeze it to the out-of-bounds line. He could pick up the extra yardage. The clock's going to stop anyway. If he goes back inside, you cut back to 11. You cut back to 10 other guys. You stay outside. The only guy that can actually tackle you is the sideline. So this is going to be interesting. Here are the teams that with 3 straight titles that you see right here.
The Friars of St. Anthony's going for their 3rd straight in this century. Today they won 3 in a row back in the mid-90s. Chaminade, St. John the Baptist, St. Francis Prep, the other teams that have turned the trick. St. Anthony's has been in this championship game. This is now the 10th time in 11 years they have made it this far.
Well, they got a good start for half.
Sure do.
On winning a championship, but you can't count out Monsignor Farrell's until the game's over. There's something can happen. Like they're moving the ball now. They got the ball back inside the 20, and look where they're at midfield already. Just about. That's what you need. You got 28 seconds, and a lot of things could happen. I would think you would pass it to get to the end zone, but at the same time, you could pitch it to your running back and get just as much.
Well, neither Regalbuto nor the quarterback for St. Anthony's, Kevin Ciccarello, noted for their passing attacks, but both quarterbacks have looked good throwing the ball today. 2nd down and about a foot. Monsignor Farrell at their own 48-yard line. Regalbuto brings his team up to the line of scrimmage. The option, the give is to the fullback, Mezzacapa. He's got the 1st down, but Howard Cross, this takes a lot of time off the clock.
Actually, it takes no time off the clock. The ball is snapped. He goes across the first down marker. Stick stop, and he's right back in the middle of it. What's just funny is it's like college games. They do the same thing. There's no 2-minute drill because every time you get a 1st down, the clock stops. Now, if he's in the pros, he does that. They fired him before he could.
Well, it did use 5 seconds. We're down to 23 seconds in the quarter.
It takes a couple seconds off the clock. But it's more important to get the 1st down and move the chains. That's why I was saying earlier, if Amaro stays outside, he gets the 1st down, he moves the chains, and if nothing works, he gets to the out-of-bounds line before someone gets to him. That's something that your coach has got to kind of drum into your head and let you know. I'd like to say that it is something that goes away, but, I can remember a couple times in the pros, I might have needed to go out of bounds, and I kind of lost my direction and got to the middle of the field. It happens.
You mean you were talked to on the sidelines after that a couple of times?
Ooh, man, there's some brilliant conversation the coach was.
Probably stuff we couldn't put on television either, right?
He was enlightening me on what was happening.
So it is a first down at midfield, and because the chains move, the clock does indeed stop with 23 seconds to go. Saturday afternoon at 1:30, yes, on the hardwood, the John R. Wooden tradition, two powerhouse college basketball matchups. First, the Iowa Hawkeyes and nationally ranked Louisville, then the Indiana Hoosiers. And against, they take on Xavier. Starts at 1:30 Saturday, the John R. Wooden tradition on yes. Regal-Butte on a throw on first down, heavy pressure. He pulls the ball down and goes down, a loss of 1.
Now you got the situation where everybody knows you got to throw the ball. What do? They drop out, they drop the bottom out of the way to make sure you can't get down the field. That's prevent defense. Usually prevent defense doesn't work that well, but in this situation it worked great.
So they do burn a timeout. Monsignor Farrell stops the clock. Greg Sanzeri, one of the linebackers, makes the play. Justin Hayworth there as well. Where's number 95? Here's a look at Regal-Butte going back to throw. Right-hander, Howard, he turned to his left on the way back. Is that just something you like to see your quarterback do or not?
Well, when you turn to your left, this actually goes with your throwing motion. You can turn over. As long as you're not running left, you should be able to throw the ball that way and get it down the field further. When you throw back to your right, you got to open up a little more to your right side, get your right shoulder turned around so you can get the ball downfield further.
All right, 2nd and 11. You're at your own 49. Only 10 seconds left on the clock. You've got maybe 2 plays, maybe 3, depending on what happens here. Now you've got to throw, I would think.
Well, you need to throw. The deal is that when we saw that rush right there, you got to understand where you're blocking and where your help's coming from. You got to, if you got a hot guy on your left side, tell the back to get over to the left. You got a hot guy on the right side. Hey, back, watch to the right. You're going to have the center blocking one guy. You're going to have a 3-man rush, looks like right here, or maybe a 4-man rush. You're going to have some extra blockers. So we've got to see what they're going to do, where they're going to pull the rabbit out of their hat.
Regal-Butte gives it to Amaro on 2nd and 11. Busts out of one tackle over midfield, trying to get out of bounds, goes out at the 47-yard line of St. Anthony's.
I have if the first man doesn't hit him, he will get a lot of yards out of that play. The first guy didn't quite get Amaro down, but he held on to him long enough to get some help over to him to make the tackle. But Amaro did have the presence of mind now, and now he knows, I got to get out of bounds and stop the clock. He gets to the sideline right away.
Pickup of 5 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 6. They spot the ball at the 46-yard line of St. Anthony's. Time for one more play. 3 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Monsignor Farrell trailing by 18, 24-6. St. Anthony's Friars looking over things. That's Bobby Soler calling out the defensive signals. Regal-Butte, wideouts to both sides, drops back to throw. Final play of the half, heavy pressure. Throws, and it's complete to Mezzacapa. Juggles the ball, goes down, and that will end the half.
Now, that time you might need the old hook and ladder or something.
Yeah.
If you don't have the arm to get you to the end zone because you use a lot of time on the clock. But at the same time, you notice that they put a lot of pressure on him. That made him throw the ball early.
So Monsignor Farrell's got their work cut out for him here in the AAA championship of the Catholic High School Football League. Halftime and the score. As we take a look back at one of the earlier touchdown catches, Tom Carberry taking it to the house for St. Anthony's. St. Anthony's has built a 24-6 lead. We'll be back here on Yes. So we're at halftime of the Catholic High School League AAA championship game. St. Anthony's has built an 18-point lead, trying to win their 3rd consecutive AAA title. The St. Anthony's Friars dance team is on the field. We'll be back to show you highlights and recap the scoring in just a moment. On Yes, getting ready to begin the third quarter. St. Anthony's with an 18-point lead over Monsignor Farrell, the AAA championship game, the Catholic High School Football League. Take a look at the first half highlights for the St. Anthony's Friars. They got on the board quickly. This is quarterback Kevin Ciccarello with a good run around the right side.
So Ciccarello takes the option and keeps it himself. He's the only option. And here we go. We see Matt Hunt looking like Attila the Hunt because he's killing them with a long run right here for the second score. Look
80 yards.
First play. Kick it off. Give it to me. Okay, let's play defense.
A little later on, a drive stalled for St. Anthony's, and their kicker, Tom Ahrens, 38 yards and plenty of leg on that.
Yeah, give him a little Grammatica at the end. And you see the big stop there on the 4th and 2. Sets up the big touchdown. That's great play all the way down the field. Again, they're having quick strikes, making things happen early.
78-yard pass play to Tom Carberry. Now the Lions scored on a kickoff return. This is Mike Salvione. Goes left side down the sideline. His own man almost knocked him down when he caught the ball.
Yeah, but you notice number 39 fell down, but you notice he got a block on 37. Right? He did a good job. He came back. He was a little nervous in the beginning. He ran so long, and the people were tired. They couldn't get him down.
Salvione with a lot of heart and a lot of fight to get Farrell on the board. But at halftime, St. Anthony's with an 18-point lead. And how about Monsignor Farrell, the rushing yardage? Now, Amaro has more than that, but the other guys have lost yardage. They've only got 58 yards on the ground, 104 yards total offense. Here's how the running backs have done so far. Matt Hahn on his way to what would be just an enormous day.
Well, if Matt Hahn keeps his pace up, he might be looking at a 300-yard day. I think he heard that, Amaro had a 300-yard day last week. He just doesn't want to leave his name out of the best back around category.
Amaro rushed for 258 yards on 39 carries. He was very close to that 300 mark last week. This day, though, has not been what he was hoping for. No question about it. Amaro is back to return the kickoff. Tom Ahrens will put it in play from his own 40-yard line. Sundown now, late in the afternoon here on the campus of Hofstra University. Alongside Howard Cross, Cyberic Benjamin ready to start the third quarter. Another bouncer down the middle, sitting there at the 15-yard line. Finally, Monsignor Farrell comes up with the ball. Amaro tries to go around the left side to the 21, but falls, and that's where Monsignor Farrell's Lions will put it in play.
Now, St. Anthony's is going to take this into account. If they scoop the ball and they fumble it around the back, their recover guys to come down there, break it down, they're slowing down. And while they're breaking down and slowing down, that's allowing Monsignor to get to the blocks. And when they get to the blocks, all of a sudden, if he picks the ball up, that right there was another touchdown-saving tackle. If he picks it up, he's gone.
Well, there was a flag on the kickoff play. It looks like it's going to be a 15-yard walk-off against St. Anthony's. So referee Bill Bradley will mark the ball at the 35. So Monsignor Farrell gets a break to start the third quarter, and we'll see what the call is.
Senator Bradley taking care of his constituents there.
Write him off.
An unsportsmanlike conduct call against the Friars. So that's the 15-yard penalty. And Farrell will start from their own 35. Regal Buto today, 4 of 5 for 46 yards. Not known as a passing offense. Amaro takes the handoff on the first play from scrimmage in the third quarter and goes nowhere. Loses 2. Right. And he is down at his own 33.
Right there, we're going to see the change of the line of scrimmage going against Monsignor. As you see, St. Anthony's pushing the guys back. They're in the backfield. Look how many guys, black shirts, are all over the place in the backfield. He's got a guy dragging him from behind, number 10 there, making the play. He got guys coming in from the right and left. He's having a hard time.
2nd and 12. Monsignor Farrell at their own 33-yard line. Greg Sanzeri, Justin Hayworth, the two defensive tackles for the Friars, both on that play. Pitch back to Amaro. He'll try the left side this time. Up to the 40, the 42. So a good gainer for Amaro. And it'll be 3rd and about 3.
Again, you don't see any panic in St. Anthony's playing defense. And you don't see any panic in Monsignor on the offense. They're not coming out there slinging it downfield. They're pitching it to their best player on the field and giving him a chance to make something happen in the game. Nice run, nice yards after catch, making at least one guy miss and getting an extra 4 or 5 yards. Giving him a makeable third down situation here at 3rd and 3.
Ball at the Monsignor Farrell 41-yard line, just over the 41. Anthony Regal-Buto, the quarterback. Fakes to the up man, gives it to Amaro. Amaro trying to fight his way for the first down, but he'll be short, it looks like, by about a yard. Brought down at the 44 by Bobby Soul.
Well, it's a good play right there, but again, it brings up the time for him to punt the ball. It looks like he's a good back. He's got a lot of speed. He's got great strength in his legs, but he's going to need that extra step in order to get the first down. And you'll watch him right here. He's coming up. You'll see the blocks. He's trying to get behind the pulling guard. He gets up there. Ooh, one man gets to his legs early. He starts to stumble. Once he starts to stumble, he's trying to dive for that first down. He's going to be a little taller, and he's not going to grow during this game to get that.
Amaro punts it from his own 36, high and very short, coming down at the 36-yard line of St. Anthony's, and it goes right out of bounds. So the Friars will take over. They'll spot the ball at the 40, where it bounced out. So great field position for the Friars to start from here in the third quarter. St. Anthony's leads 24-6. We'll be back. The campus of Hofstra University alongside Howard Cross. Cyberic Benjamin, 9:46 to go, third quarter. St. Anthony's leading Monsignor Farrell 24-6. Championship game of the Catholic High School Football League, the AAA division. And St. Anthony's will start from their own 40-yard line, going for a three-peat. Their third consecutive championship in play here today. 9-1 were both teams coming in. St. Anthony's rated number 1 in the league. Fumble on the exchange. Kevin Ciccarello, the quarterback, has trouble pulling out from under center. He covers it, though, and St. Anthony's will maintain possession.
I was about to say, Monsignor needs to have something happen in their favor. That fumble with a snap is kind of in their favor, but they needed the ball. If they get the ball from that situation, that'll be putting them in good field position to score, put some points on the board. They need a quick score right here to get things kind of in their momentum.
So the Friars go back a yard. They'll put it in play from their own 39 with 9:15 to go in the third.
Still looks confident, but he looks a little nervous at the same time. He didn't like that.
First possession of the half for St. Anthony's. They line up with two wingmen. Matt Hahn is the setback. Carberry in motion to give to Hahn. Quick hitter to midfield. Hahn trying to break it into the clear again. Shifts to the left side to the 40, 35, cuts it back to the 30. He's headed for the end zone. Matt Hahn is going all the way for the second time today. And St. Anthony's jumps to a 30-6 lead. What a run.
That's incredible. Matt Hahn takes it again between the tackles, getting great blocking. Like I said, these guys up front are doing an excellent job blocking for him. Watch how many guys got. Look at guys on the ground. Nobody's even touching him. He hasn't got. Now watch guys. Now they're going to hustle downfield to get more blocks. Look at guys turn around. You got 4 or 5 guys downfield getting blocked for him. That's perfect. That's what you need to make big runs. And they got the perfect guy to block for downfield in Hahn.
Very impressive run. Matt Hahn's second touchdown of the day. Tom Ahrens with the point after is good. And St. Anthony's with 8:49 to go in the third here at Stewart Stadium stretches the lead to 31-6.
You just watch all these blocks along the line of scrimmage. First they block down. Hahn cuts up. Watch him cut back. Nobody's touching him so far. There's one hand on him right there. That's the first person that touched him, and no one's going to touch him after. Look at the great block downfield by number 5. He gets one. Can he get a twofer? He gets a twofer. Nice play. Coming back, and they block number 37 there at the end of the play. That's excellent going down the field.
And how good was Hahn using the blocks he saw in front of him?
You know, he does a great job. Brian Burke does a good job getting downfield in front of him. Look at Hahn's looking for him. He gets one block, knocks his man down. Now he's turning upfield. Can we get number 5 in the camera again? Where are you, Brian? Get the block on number 79. That's excellent. Guys come back. Oh, watch out for the crack back. That's a great play. Well, you got to run it back to an open field, making people miss. You know what happens? It makes a lot of highlight tapes.
Sure.
We've got a highlight tape for him for the long run, a highlight tape for Burke with 2 blocks, a highlight tape for somebody else coming in line on the crackback. As
a 61-yard, two-play drive, 61 yards the run. And that puts Matt Hahn over 200 yards for the day. Aaron's kick returned up the middle over the 40, up to about the 45-yard line. Bagui on the return. Raul Bagui with the run back. So a short kick that time by Tom Ahrens for St. Anthony.
St. Anthony's has resided in the fact that they're just going to kick it short and kick it to the up backs. That way they'll have a chance to stop the return. And we got Matt's numbers here: 8 rushes, 202 yards, 25.2 yards average, 2 touchdowns. He's slacking off. It was at 33. Back down to 25, but he's doing a good job. I like the job the entire team's doing.
And he's back in on defense.
That is not good.
Monsignor Farrell, 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line, trailing by 25. Regalbuto back, throws, and it's incomplete. Intended for the tailback, Jesse Mezzacapa, actually the fullback Mezzacapa. Play fake to Josh Amaro, their ace running back. Regalbuto kept the ball and tried to throw it to Mezzacapa, who's been one of the main receivers today for Monsignor Farrell, but Mezzacapa couldn't hang on.
And Mezzacapa has that little hockey injury right there, right through the 5 hole.
Ooh, boy.
That's tough for you. That happens sometimes. That ball comes in, you cup your hands, but your hands form like a little triangle at the bottom. Your arms do. And that ball can fit perfectly through that triangle unless you got some of those really flexible shoulders and small pads where you can get your hands together, your elbows together.
2nd and 10, Farrell at their own 45. Pitch back to Amaro, tries the right side. To the line of scrimmage, a huge hit takes Amaro's helmet off.
I tell you what, Amaro, you better look out for Matt Hahn. He is excited about this championship game, and he is laying what we would call the proverbial wood out there. And he does look like Attila the Hun. Now,
listen to this sound of the game.
baby, and he's excited about it. And I'm going to tell you something. When you get back in the huddle, you are fired up. On both sides, you're as fired up if you're Matt Hahn for coming up with 6'1", 215 and laying that lick, and you fired up if you're Amari. Because Josh is like, man, I got to get him. I want the ball. Give me the ball.
Third and 10, play fake, pass down the middle. Man is open, but it's badly thrown to the right side and incomplete, intended for Joe Conforti, number 82. So it'll be 4th and 10, and Monsignor Farrell will have to punt once again.
Well, it's tough again. If you're not used to if you're not used to passing the ball, you got the horse in the backfield, running back, who's giving you 2,000 yards on the season. You probably don't work as strong on your passing game in practice. You don't spend a lot of time figuring out who to throw it to and how to get it downfield and giving that touch. So now, when you need it, that's when you got to call on it. So it's going to have to be just more, not just play calls, but ability of the quarterback to overcome no practice. He's going to step out cold and get it to him.
Amaro to kick from his own 35. Goes for the right sideline. Nice spiral this time. Hahn will watch it go out of bounds at about the 22. And we'll see where they mark it. Looks to be at around the 21, 22-yard line.
You got flags
everywhere, yeah.
A lot of laundry on the field. It'll be interesting to see if the ball actually went out of bounds or what the call is going to be. Everybody's jogging to the sideline.
Well, the side judge did run over there and mark where the ball did touch the sideline. We'll see what Bill Bradley calls. Another unsportsmanlike call, it appears, on St. Anthony's.
Now, the coach is not going to be happy
No,
with that.
That's 2 and a half. So they will walk it back 15. And the Friars, with the big lead, will have to start very deep in their own territory. And their head coach, Rich Reichert, in his 17th season, over to have a word with one of his players on the sideline after that second unsportsmanlike call. We'll be right back. Let's take a quick timeout. We'll come back here on the campus of Hofstra University. More of the Catholic High School Football Championship. Welcome back to the campus of Hofstra University alongside Howard Cross. I'm Rick Benjamin on, yes, the Catholic High School Football Championship, the AAA category. Fumble on the snap again as St. Anthony's back at their own 10-yard line. Flags are down on the play. Ball on the ground. It looks as though quarterback Kevin Ciccarello again had trouble with the snap from center, Howard Cross.
I have no idea what's going on. He's got to stay in there really tight to get his hands on the ball to get the play started. Maybe he's thinking about the play. Maybe he's thinking like, I'm not going to get enough touches because every time I give it to Matt, he's going to the house. So he's trying to get a couple more touches before he hands it off to Matt and let him run a long one in.
Loss of 1, no flag. The officials pick up the flags. Francesco Termine on the carry, but he did not get out of the starting block. 2nd down, 11. Kevin Ciccarello, who scored one of the touchdowns today for St. Anthony's, on a nice option run to the right side back in the first half. Man in motion, Carberry. Here's Hahn up the middle. Gets a couple of yards out to the 11-yard line. Now, St. Anthony's with a 25-point lead. Monsignor Farrell hasn't shown much ability to score other than on the kickoff return. You just try to grind it out here, take time off the clock?
Well, unfortunately, I think that the thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to keep scoring points until you know that it's out of reach. Right now, unfortunately, they can still, like another kickoff return could be a touchdown. If they don't get a first down here, the punt could be a touchdown. It doesn't take much to score, and that's the problem. If you can score that quickly and that efficiently, like 12-second drives to score. That's the thing that changes like momentum in games and the scoreboard, and they're not out of it almost until the game's over.
Here's Hahn again. He scored on a couple of long runs today. This one will not go as far, but he gets it up near the first down yardage at the 20. Sal Salzarullo on the tackle for Monsignor Farrell's defense. You saw Ben Cerullo, their head coach, a moment ago on the sideline, concerned as he has a right to be, trailing 31-6. With just under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Got some
flag, yeah, looks like a holding call perhaps on St. Anthony's.
We're wondering too. He's looking back like we're looking back. We're trying to figure out what's going on out there. If that's the case, it's going to be interesting to see. Will they throw the ball this deep in their own territory, even with this big lead like we just said? Are they going to try to grind it out, or what's going to go on? You see Senator Bradley there giving us the call.
They will move the ball back. They'll take it all the way back to the 5 after the holding call, so it'll be 3rd and 15. Matt Hahn has been the man here today. You call him Attila the Hahn, Howard Cross.
Attila the Hahn is out there today. Watch him taking these plays. We'll take one from, we'll just say 20 yards. Okay, we'll take it to the house, starting the opposite 20. Oh, nice play.
3rd and 15. Hahn is the setback. Give is to Hahn. Steps around one man, two men, gets it to the 8, and that's it. So Matt Hahn picks up 3, maybe 4 on the carry, but that'll leave him 11 yards short of first down yardage. So St. Anthony's will punt. James Graziano on the tackle for Monsignor Farrell.
James Graziano did a nice job there fighting off the block. Hahn gets behind him. He turns around and still doesn't give up, goes after Hahn, and he's in on the tackle. You see?
Yeah.
Oh, man, Matt Hahn, is that
His average
true?
came down.
Oh, man, Matt, what's happening? You only got 10 for 207. That's 20.7. You're losing your average, baby. You got to get after it.
Monsignor Farrell sends the house to try to block John Tufano's punt, but they can't do it. Fair catch called for and made at midfield for Monsignor Farrell. Mike Salvione back there, who had the touchdown kickoff return earlier. Salvione says, nope, I'll take this one at the 48-yard line of St. Anthony's, and that will put Monsignor Farrell in position. They will start in their opponent's territory. So not a bad field position upcoming. Hey, Tuesday night, next week, high school football is back on, the New York Public Schools Championship. Top area teams have local bragging rights in the title of best team in New York City at stake. All the action of the PSAL Championship next Tuesday, 7 p.m. right here on Yes.
There's a nice punt there by John Tufano. He did a good job getting the ball down the field to the 50, coming out of the end zone. That's a great punt.
First down give is to Josh Amaro. Amaro up the middle. Rich Reichert on the stop for St. Anthony's. But a good pickup there of about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7.
And again, the best player on their team is going to get the ball. Whether or not he can get it done, they're going to give him the ball. Now it'll be interesting to see if they got some plays for him, maybe out of the backfield. They give him a little pitch here, a little pass there, dump it to him over the middle. That's what he needs right now.
Oh, they fake the reverse, and Amaro wants to throw down the right side. He's got a man. It's knocked away, but there's a flag intended for Lou Cicero, number 81, but it looks as though the call will be on Richard Hill for interference.
I tell you what, like I said, you got to give him give him something to do.
Amaro's not busy enough out there.
He's out there running the ball, he's punting the ball, he's returning the ball, but he got to figure something out. Look at him running. And again, the big thing you got to do, we talk about this every week. When you get one of those plays, a special play, they're going to give you a chance to throw the ball, you roll out the backfield, set your feet. If nobody's near you, set your feet. Take your time, set your feet. Throw the ball downfield. Look like you want to have that play called in your favor again. Say, Coach, I did a good job, right?
Now, Richard Hill pushed off the receiver while he batted the ball away, but it goes as interference. It's 1st and 10 for Monsignor Farrell. They're at the St. Anthony's 31-yard line. Regal Buto gives the ball up the middle. Amaro with the carry for a couple of yards.
That's the kind of break you need when you're struggling. You need a little couple plays to go for a couple calls to go in your favor, and he did that. They had a nice call there off his own throw, so that you need that. So now he's back again, being the workhorse he usually is.
Joshua Amaro at 92 yards on the day, but they have been tough yards. 23 carries to get to 92 yards. And here in the second half, 15 yards on 6 carries. That was a gain of nearly 5. It's 2nd and a long 5 for Monsignor Farrell. There's Amaro, right side on the handoff, trying to get near the 20-yard line, close to first down yardage. Amaro's really got to fight hard for the turf here.
I was thinking to myself, this young man, we were talking about how big he was. He's their big-time back, but he's not big in stature. He's only about 5'6", and he's running a lot bigger right now. He's doing all he can. It's a championship game, and he's giving it pouring his heart out on the field, and you love to see that. Great effort.
They give him first down yardage on the play, so it's at the 21-yard line, and the play fake to Amaro. The throw by Regal Buto for the end zone, incomplete.
Again, he's having a hard time setting his feet, finding a receiver downfield. Not familiar with the passing game to find receivers under this kind of duress. And even though the backs are picking up and everybody's helping him out, it's going to take a little more time for these receivers to get open. And again, I don't want to put the whole blame on him, because as you see him right here, watch him step back. You see Amaro come up to get a block. He has time. He sets his feet. But if you notice the receiver downfield, he's adjusted himself in the route. If he wants to, he needs to throw the ball underneath maybe. If he throws the ball underneath, he'll have a man open. He'll find number 82, Joseph. But he didn't. He went deeper for the touchdown. If you got time, look for an open guy. Take a second and third read sometimes.
Wide out screen to the left. It's complete to Joe Conforti. Conforti has the ball down to the 15, make it the 14-yard line on that 2nd and 10 play.
And Joe appreciated that ball, but he would have really appreciated the ball to play before when he was running probably at the first down, marker. You'll see him back here throwing the wide receiver screen and gets it out there quick. This time the receiver runs downfield to take the cornerback. Maybe need to hunt up or look out for the safety. If he comes in on the safety, the first guy that comes up is a cornerback, and he might get a few more yards out of that play.
3rd down and 5. They have a wing formation to the right side. Eye in the backfield. Regalbuto drops back, gives it to Amaro on the draw. He busts close to the 10-yard line up the left side. First down yardage, perhaps. Let's see where they mark the ball.
Again, they give the ball to the best player on their team on the field. He's going to get the yardage. They're giving him a chance. He's their workhorse. He's making things happen for him. But they come up, with the first down. But at the same time, he's making things happen. You're way behind. You got to score some points. And your coach has got to think about that. And he's trying to mix the pass in there. He's doing all he can to throw the ball downfield. But the quarterback and the receivers aren't in sync right now, and that's hurting.
Only 12 minutes in the quarters here in high school football. So about 14 minutes left for Farrell if they're going to get going. Oh, fumble on the exchange, but Regalbuto picks it up, makes something out of it to the 5. Regalbuto and Amaro hit each other. Ball went down. Regalbuto picked it up and gains a couple of yards.
Yeah, busted plays work. You'll take them any way you can get them.
Wow. But that's flirting with disaster when you're that close to a score.
Yeah, but, unfortunately, I watch the team every week. When they get down the red zone, these kind of plays happen.
Oh, boy. Actually, that was the fullback, Mezzacapa, that ran into his quarterback, Regalbuto.
Yeah, I hate to see Kerry Collins in that situation, get the ball on the fumble. Kerry is a big guy, and he's tough, but, man, you don't want to be in a situation.
Incomplete in the end zone as Regalbuto throws, going for the touchdown. Conforti, the intended receiver, but well covered on the play by Jason Schmidt.
Yeah, I was about to say, you don't want to be in a situation where you have to run the ball and you're not the running back.
There's the pass. Conforti had it in his hands momentarily, thrown a little bit outside by Regalbuto. So let's set the scene for you. 3rd down now and 5. They can get a first down without the score. Monsignor Farrell at the St. Anthony's 5-yard line, trailing by 25 here. Minute 22 to go, 3rd quarter. I formation, wide receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left.
They need to have a big-time play here. They need a score.
Regalbuto back to pass, deep drop, floats it out, and it's incomplete. Going for Amaro, just over his outstretched fingertips at the 5-yard line.
They're going to have a 4th down here, and they're going to have to go for it. They got to put points on the board. They don't really have a choice. It's 4th and 4. They can actually get a first down and not get in the end zone. Here we go. You got a quarterback dropping back, like I said, not very familiar. Look, just a little excited about getting it to him. If he gets it to him a little earlier, maybe a touchdown. Putting him one-on-one right there with the safety.
31-6 the score. Monsignor Farrell trying to cut the lead, the 25-point margin that St. Anthony's has. 4th down and 4. There could be a first down without a touchdown. Anthony Regalbuto, wearing number 11, is the quarterback for the Monsignor Farrell Lions under center. He'll fake the pass play and give it to Amaro, and Amaro is dragged down for a loss at the 8-yard line. So Joshua Amaro taken down in the backfield, and it'll go over to St. Anthony's on downs. Justin Hayward with the big play. 1:10 to go, 3rd quarter. St. Anthony's turns Monsignor Farrell away at the doorstep, and we'll be back. New York on Yes. With Howard Cross, I'm Rick Benjamin. Minute 10 to go in the 3rd quarter. The Catholic High School Football League AAA championship game. Rematch between St. Anthony's and Monsignor Farrell. St. Anthony's going for their 3rd straight title. They beat Monsignor Farrell earlier in the year. And Howard Cross, they've got most everything going their way here so far.
Well, it's a very interesting call there at the end of the half. The coach goes for a pass on 3rd down and runs it on 4th down. You would have thought he would go for a run on 3rd down and then try to pass it on 4th. But he goes the opposite direction, and he doesn't come up with the first down or the touchdown, and they turn the ball over to St. Anthony on downs.
First down carry by Hahn up the middle. He picks up a couple. He'll move the ball out to the 10, a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. Francesco Termina on the field now, and he was the running back on that play. So Matt Hahn getting a breather there. I'm so used to seeing Matt Hahn get the handoff that Termina came from the wing and carried up the middle that time.
Absolutely. You see big Ferrara, number 80 on the play. We had a Ferrara with the Giants that played there for a few years. Frankie Ferrara, very good guy. High. We call a high energy, high motor guy. He ran hard every play. That's what you need out of a player.
Toss play to Hahn. Hahn being dogged in the backfield, gets away from one man, almost goes to the goal line, now turns it back up the middle and gets it back out to the 8-yard line. Wow.
Hahn's flirting with disaster.
Yeah.
I think maybe he wanted to put his foot on the goal line and see if he could take it to the house. He wanted to get his average up. He knows he's down a little bit.
Little limp there. Remember, he rolled an ankle back in the first quarter, took a play off, came right back. He has since scored a couple of times. This was a very dangerous move. Hahn going almost to the end zone to try to get out of trouble. Got it up to the 8-yard line on the third effort. Clock runs out to end the third quarter on the campus of Hofstra University. Matt Hahn limping a little on that ankle. The Penn State coaching staff with their hearts in their mouths, no doubt about it. But his ball club, the Friars of St. Anthony's, have a 25-point lead. We'll be back to start the fourth quarter in a moment. Anthony's going for their third consecutive title. They lead Monsignor Farrell 31-6. They will start from deep in their own territory with a 3rd and 8. Championships in the 50th year of this league. Howard Cross, St. Francis Prep at the top. Farrell and St. Anthony's, though, tied with 5 for third best.
You know what? That just shows you they got a lot of tradition, these two schools, and they got good football. And nowadays, with the way they get kids coming in from all over the state to come to these schools to play, you're going to have good football, and that's great for them. Total yards.
Yeah, almost a 200-yard advantage over Farrell here as we begin the fourth quarter. But St. Anthony's from their own 8-yard line. It's 3rd down and 8. Man in motion and a whistle before we get started. And that will be against St. Anthony's. And assuming that Farrell will take the penalty, that'll back him up half the distance.
Coaches are going to be happy about that. Just sloppy play at the end of a game. Even though the game's seemingly got it in control. He got it, everything all wrapped up. You don't want any sloppy play. You want concentration to the very end of the game. And that's what he's going to be talking to his players about. He'll be excited that they won, but he'll be talking about, what happened. You got to keep your concentration to talk to the guys that will be coming back for next year's team. You got to stay focused the entire time.
Head coach Rich Reichert hasn't cracked a smile all day, even with a 25-point lead and 11:58 to go in the ball game. Penalty moves it back half the distance. They'll mark it at the 4, and it'll be 3rd down and 12 for Kevin Ciccarello and the St. Anthony's offense. Ciccarello rolling to the right side on the option. He scored on this play earlier. In the clear, he's got the first down and plenty more. Up near the 30-yard line. Ciccarello down at the 28, and that will be a 1st down for St. Anthony's.
Wow, Ciccarello showing the speed coming off the option. Looking very well. Look at the guys taking the responsibility. First man goes up. Who do you think they're going to tackle? They're going to tackle Matt Hahn. He's got a lot of yards. He's going to make sure he doesn't get any more. But you got to keep your responsibility. If you got the quarterback, you take the quarterback. Matt Hahn, whoever has him, let them take him. You get your man. And that's what happened there. The guy who was probably wanting to block or tackle Matt Hahn probably had the quarterback too, so he needs to get to his responsibility.
Monsignor Farrell had St. Anthony's backed up around their own 5-yard line. Ciccarello gets him out of trouble, but they put the ball on the ground. The handoff to Hahn, it's loose, and Monsignor Farrell pointing that they've recovered the football. Let's see what happens at the 30-yard line of St. Anthony's. And coming from the bottom of the pile, first turnover of the day for Rocco Del Priore. The nose tackle for Monsignor Farrell comes up with a loose ball, and Monsignor Farrell will take over in great shape at the St. Anthony's 30.
Well, you know what? That's just to let you know that anything can happen. Remember I said it's never really in control because anything can happen. First turnover today, but we got to, take note that they have put the ball on the ground. St. Anthony's put the ball on the ground 3, maybe 4 times. Bad quarterback center exchange. At that time was quarterback running back exchange, and the ball hits the ground. That makes a play.
17 to go in regulation at the 30-yard line. Monsignor Farrell in business, 1st and 10. Josh Amaro is the only setback. 4 wideouts. Regalbuto to throw. Deep down the right side, it's overthrown in the end zone, incomplete.
Again, you see the receiver running down the field. They're going to play back off of him, not let anybody get behind him. He throws the deep ball, expecting the receiver to beat his cover guy to the end zone. It's not going to happen. You got to talk to the guy. You got to let him know, okay, if he's got that much space, maybe throw it to him on the back shoulder. Watch him. He's going out. He's got a nice arm. He's laying it out for him, but the running back, when the receiver looks back, he slows down. So you got to throw it to the receiver sometimes instead of to the spot. When a receiver, when you're not used to it, you got to get the ball to the guy.
Farrell with the I formation this time in the backfield. Wingman, slot man to the right-hand side. Regalbuto gives it to Amaro. Amaro to the line of scrimmage and no more. I think by now you could safely conclude that the St. Anthony's Friars know what Amaro is going to do. Justin Hayworth with the stop for no gain.
I believe they might have tattooed Amaro's name and number on their foreheads before a whole week and made them walk around school with it, taped it to their nose or something to make sure they couldn't forget who he was, because every time he's touched the ball, he's had a whole host of players standing on top of him. Look at the Friars right here. 50 takes out 2 guys. Now, that's a great play because, see, the pulling guard is supposed to kick him out, and the fullback is supposed to either go inside of him or outside of him. By him getting upfield right there, he takes on 2 blockers and eliminates 2 blockers from the play.
Regalbuto to throw to the right side, incomplete again, intended for Joe Conforti at the 20. The incompletion makes it 4th and 10.
And also we have to make note of.
Oh, there's a man down. One of the Friars is down at the 42. Regalbuto struggling throwing the ball. He had a good first half passing, 4 of 5. Only 1 of 7 here in the second half as they have trailed all the way. Justin Hayworth is down for the Friars.
Yeah, Justin's down in a little bit of pain there. I'll tell you what we have to also note is that the Friars have played some pretty good defense, but they've also been down in score position 3 or 4 times and didn't come up with anything.
It's been a hard-fought game, not necessarily indicated by the score. 31-6, Monsignor Farrell trailing. We'll be back. Hayworth is up and heading to the sideline. The injury to one of his legs, apparently not that serious. Certainly good news for Hayworth, who wears number 95. College basketball back on, yes. Saturday afternoon at 1:30, the John R. Wooden tradition. A couple of great college matchups. The Iowa Hawkeyes and nationally ranked Louisville first. Then Indiana and the Xavier Musketeers. It's the John R. Wooden tradition. Saturday afternoon at 1:30, right here on Yes. With Howard Cross, Cybrick Benjamin, 4th quarter of the Catholic High School Football League AAA championship game. Monsignor Farrell with the football. 4th and 10, they're going to go for it. They're at the St. Anthony's 30-yard line. They need points. They need them quickly. High formation in the backfield, 3 wideouts. Anthony Regalbuto, who struggled throwing the ball here in the second half, back to try it again. Heavy rush, screen, and it's incomplete. Intended for Jesse Mezzacapa, the fullback. Short. Mezzacapa couldn't stretch back and get it as it was badly underthrown by Regalbuto, and the ball will go back to St. Anthony's on downs.
Well, they try to run a nice screen there and watch what happens. As he drops back, you're not supposed to block these guys. You're supposed to give them some room. But he gets caught on his back foot trying to deliver the ball. You got to practice that. You got to know how to get up on your feet, get up on your toes to get the ball over the rush, just to have a nice touch to the game. It's not a big throw, but it's hard. When you're going back, especially off your back foot, the ball usually tails off and goes down.
And again, when you're mostly a rushing team, trying to pass for points at the end of the game is a hard thing to do.
Well, you know, that coach is going to have got a lot to work on for this coming season. He's got to know that regardless if you got a big-time back or not, you're going to have to throw the ball sometime. And when you have to throw the ball, you got to practice it. Can't do things you don't practice.
Well, Matt Hahn is back in the lineup after apparently re-injuring that ankle a few moments ago. But the wingback give up the middle goes for just about half a yard. And here's Terramine on the carry, number 44. Doesn't get very far. Call it 2nd and 9 at the 31 of St. Anthony's. Clock moving inside 10 minutes to play here in regulation. Tom Carberry, who scored once today, number 7, comes into the lineup to replace Terramine, who had the carry last time around.
And we got to see if they're going to go back to the well again and fake the ball to Hahn, who has 25 rushes for 352 yards last week, and this week 11 rushes for 205 yards. Last week 6 touchdowns, this week 2. He just does enough to get it done, doesn't he?
Hahn is the setback. The throw is complete. Wide out left. Scapitici makes the catch. Ball goes loose, and we'll see if it'll go as a fumble. Actually, that was Brian Burke, number 5, with the catch and run. And they will call it incomplete, I believe. Fred Librera on the defensive stop.
Nice
popping
throw.
That ball loose. Yeah, it was a great throw.
Nice
and I'm surprised that he wasn't given credit as a completion. Burke looked like he caught it in stride.
Looks like he caught it and put a couple feet on the ground, but you never can tell. This season he has 10 receptions, 164 yards, 16.4 and 2. We'll see right here. He catches it. Oh yeah, that was a catch. I don't think he didn't get started. No, he didn't get started right. He only had 1 foot down. He needs to take a couple steps. Looked like a football player. That time he got blown up before he got all that stuff happening.
3rd and 9. Pitch play to Hahn. Tries the right side up over the 35. Out of bounds at about the 37. He'll be short of the first down. Rob Sika, number 54, one of the linebackers. One of the fine linebackers for Monsignor Farrell, one of their key defenders, in on the stop. And Hahn again limping as he headed back to the huddle briefly, then realized it was 4th down. And the punting team will come on for St. Anthony's.
Well, we're looking for big things out of Rob Seeger today. Look at this. First man, take the quarterback. That's your job. Take the pitch guy. That's your job. Then you see Rob Seeger coming in and get his responsibility, which is, the running back, and that's Hahn.
Punt returned up the left side by Mike Salvione, who has the only points of the day for Monsignor Farrell. That kickoff return for a touchdown. Salvione picks up about 8. Don Fowler on the stop for St. Anthony's. So Monsignor Farrell will take back over. 9 minutes, 8 seconds to go in the ball game. St. Anthony's trailing by 25. 31-6 the lead for Monsignor Farrell, rather for St. Anthony's. Monsignor Farrell of an uphill climb in the fourth quarter.
No, Monsignor Farrell is going to have to do something to get things going. But when you have plays like that just happen, a nice long punt and great coverage, those are things that slow the progress of, okay, we can get back into it. It's down. That hurts you.
Josh Amaro on the carry. Good run up to midfield on first down. Gain of about 7. So Amaro with a quick hitter over left guard. It'll be second down 3. Bobby Soler, one of the great linebackers that we've seen many times today for St. Anthony's, number 58 there with the stop.
And Josh Amaro's getting the ugly yards, and Matt Hahn's getting the sexy yards. That's what they call it these days. They say the sexy yards. He's doing it. It makes it look good while he's getting it. And Matt Hahn is having a great day, and Amaro's having a great day himself. Josh is doing a good job. It's just that he's getting a lot. It's going to take a lot to get something going. It's going to take a lot of points. And right now, 4 yards here, 5 yards there. It's not going to quite get it. You got to have touchdowns. They're trying to stretch the field, but it's tough to do when it's like you got to have a lot of practice doing it. And and I don't want to take all the credit and give all the credit to them messing it up or not quite getting it done. St. Anthony's is playing some nice pass defense, putting a little pressure on the quarterback, and every receiver that's downfield, there's a man standing next to him or not far from him.
Third down and 3 after the incompletion by Regal Buto. 2 tries to get 3 yards. The ball's at midfield. Monsignor Farrell trailing by 25. They'll give it to Amaro. He's got the first down and more to the 40. Inside the 40 to the 37. Amaro up over 100 yards for the day. And that will move the sticks. Richard Hill with his stop, one of the cornerbacks for St. Anthony's. Here it is again.
Nice block right there. You see the kick out working for him this time. Amaro comes upfield. That's great. When you're running plays, they usually call them power plays when you got a guard pulling. You got to have your down blocks from one side, and when the side the guard pulls from, he's got to kick the man out to give him a chance.
Regal Buto throws. It's complete this time to Joe Conforti. Only a second completion of the half. Nice play by Conforti to turn and stretch. They've got the first down and more, so that'll stop the clock. It's at the 24-yard line of St. Anthony's. Rich Reichert there, one of the backups, the son of the head coach, makes the stop. Here's Regal Buto's throw to the right side. That's his best pass of the half.
Very nice, right on the hands where you want it. Gives your receiver a chance to run upfield. Nice stepping out of the first tackle and stretching to get the extra yards.
Amaro trying to bust loose around the right side. Can't get started. Justin Hayworth, who was nicked up a few moments ago, right there to drag him down in the backfield. Loss on the play.
Man, Hayworth looked like he could take the handoff. He's back there so quick. He's doing a great job with pressure up the field, breaking through the line of scrimmage. And boy, Josh, man, he doesn't have any place to go before he has a big-time tackler draped around him.
Second down and 12. Ball at the 27-yard line. Oh, contact on the exchange. Regal Buto has to take it himself, and he'll be thrown for a loss by Matt Hahn back to the 25.
On that particular play, I don't know if that was a fake all the way or if they just ran into each other. But the quarterback, not quite the runner, wasn't prepared to take it the distance. You see everybody's looking one way, and there goes the quarterback. If he had a little bit more, speed, or as we would call niftiness, he might have taken it to the house. Actually, that was a run all the way. He had the ball tucked away. He wasn't trying to hand it off at all.
Amaro just got too close to him.
Amaro's so used to getting the ball, he's like, give it to me. I'll take it.
Gain of half a yard as they spot the ball inside the 25-yard line, but it's third down and 11.
You see the camera there on Matt Hahn, who's just made that play. Probably a touchdown-saving tackle.
Wide out screen. This is Conforti again, but he will be dragged down. Pass complete, but a gain of only 2. Flag goes down after the contact. If that's another unsportsmanlike conduct call against St. Anthony's, that would be the third of the day. Max Pomper with the tackle from one of the safety spots. And the officials pointing as though it is against St. Anthony's.
Coach is
dead ball foul.
Coach is going to blow a gasket. That's about the third one of those.
Unsportsmanlike calls against the Friars.
And you were wondering why he's not smiling.
Well, even with a 25-point lead and 6.5 minutes to go, that will move the ball. It will not. Let's see where they put it. They've got it marked at the 23. Here's the completion to Conforti.
Well, we got to see what happens here to see.
I think it might have been the block there on it with 84.
Oh, he's driving him into the ground a little bit. Well, I can. Well,
Isn't that just finishing your tackle?
Well, once he's down, I don't think you got to finish him.
He was finished from the start.
I think, it looked like to me he got a little WWE action in there. He got a little, we're close to that area over here. Look at him down, get up. Easy.
It was the second effort on the tackle that did him in. All right.
Well, he couldn't tell if he was down or not.
The penalty moves the ball to the 12-yard line of St. Anthony's. It's 1st and 10. Second time this effort. Reverse play. Here comes one of the wideouts. This is the guy who scored the touchdown earlier, Salvione. And Salvione goes down at the 14-yard line. Salvione from the wing spot. Justin Hayworth again, number 95, the defensive end. Right there to make the hit. They'll mark it at the 13, loss of 2.
Now what you're going to see right here is you're going to watch this. Watch the handoff. Going back down from the watch all the jerseys all of a sudden show up in front of him. He's got to put his foot in the ground and go upfield right now. Instead, he tries to get outside. That's not going to get it. You make your blockers look bad when you cut off their block to the inside on the way they're protecting you. They thought he was going to cut it upfield. By the time he makes a decision to get it upfield, it's too late.
Second down, 12. Monsignor Farrell at the St. Anthony's 13. Regalbuto to throw. Tipped, but it's complete. Caught by Salvione. He's going to take it in for the touchdown. Mike Salvione scores his second of the day, and it's 31-12.
Well, they didn't like the reverse. He decided if you throw it downfield, maybe I have a better chance at it. He does a good job. They're going to figure out a way to get that young man the ball a couple more times to make things change around here.
It was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Watch here as Regalbuto goes to throw to the right side. One of the linemen got his hand. Was that Hayworth again? Boy, Hayworth's been everywhere.
Hayworth is trying to get his name in the paper. He's doing a good job, but the thing I like most about that play is the receiver focused on the ball. He never took his head off of it. And sometimes the ball gets tipped. Even if it's fluttering to you, you'll drop it because your concentration is broken.
Spoken like a veteran NFL receiver.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had a couple of those. Hit the helmet.
Monsignor Farrell needs to go for 2 here, trailing by 19. They line up, fake to Amaro. Throwing again is Regalbuto, incomplete. Farrell wants an interference call in the end zone, but no call. And it goes incomplete. The intended receiver,
number 80,
fell. Little contact there on the way by.
John Ferrara.
John Ferrara goes down, does not make the catch. And the score remains 31-12 in favor of the Friars. So Ben Cerullo not smiling yet. Farrell will kick off when we come back here on Yes. Go in regulation. St. Anthony's leading Monsignor Farrell 31-12 here on the campus of Hofstra University. Football fans, all the latest news at our website, YesNetwork.com. Log on tonight. Submit questions to Ask the Pros for discussion or debate on the next episode of This Week in Football. For scores, information, and Yes gear, it's YesNetwork.com.
All right, we got 31-12. That last drive, 9 yards, 9 plays, 57 yards, 3 minutes, 35 seconds. 11-yard touchdown to Salvione. That right? I got that right.
Salvione.
I was close.
You're very close.
Salvione.
You're close enough. We'll give it to you.
I'm sorry, Salvione. I should have just kept calling you that, then you'd have to change your name.
What did John Madden say? 1 knee equals 2 feet. You got the 2 feet. How's that?
There you go.
So Monsignor Farrell will kick, trailing by a bunch. Trailing by 19. 31-12 is the score. 5.5 minutes to go. You've got to think they're planning an onside kick. Joshua Amaro is their kickoff specialist because Lawrence Frawley got hurt early in the ball game. Here it is. Amaro dumps it, but it will not go to 10 yards. In fact, it goes backwards.
Pick it up.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you, you can tell that Amaro hasn't practiced the onside kick technique much because that ball only went about 5 and then it started back. You couldn't do that if you tried.
Now, that would have been nice if it had went 10 yards and came back to him. That would have been great. That's pretty interesting.
Talking to Amaro. Here's another look at it. Amaro dinks it with his right foot, but it never rolled forward. It went about 5 yards and turned around.
Now, he almost missed the ball, and that's why that happened. When you kick the ball, when you put a little velocity on it, you kick it, and it starts to spin, there's nothing you can do about it. That kind of gives them some interesting field position.
Well, St. Anthony's with the option. They'll take the ball at that point. So talk about something backfiring on Monsignor Farrell. They'll put the ball in play at the 33-yard line of Farrell. Will St. Anthony's 1st and 10. The give to Hahn. He's rolled his ankle today. He's gained more than 200 yards. He's still in there. The give from Cicerello, good for a couple of yards inside the 30-yard line.
You know, Hahn's a senior. He's their quote-unquote ace running back, which is out of that formation with the 2 slot backs. Puts him in the center of the formation back there. And he's their guy that needs to get something done. I mean, he is doing what they ask him to do. Big plays down the field, over a 10-yard average, keeping the team's stats together.
Unbelievable.
And he's scoring touchdowns.
4 very tough yards. 2nd down 6 at the 30-yard line. St. Anthony's on offense. Monsignor Farrell tried the onside kick, and it backfired in a huge way. And the field position game now very much in St. Anthony's favor. Timeout taken with 4:49 to go in the ball game, and the Friars lead it by 19 points. So, as both teams head to the sidelines to have a word with their coaches, we'll take the opportunity for a quick timeout. Right back with more on the Catholic High School Football League AAA Championships here on Yes. 31-12, St. Anthony's leading Monsignor Farrell. Anthony's trying to win their 3rd consecutive AAA championship in the Catholic High School League of New York City. 4:49 to go in the ball game. Let's update our tail of the tape for you. The face-off between these 2 fine senior running backs. Matt Hahn with 216 yards rushing today and 2 touchdowns. Josh Amaro, who was 2,008 yards on the season coming in. He's gotten over the 100-yard mark, Howard Cross, but Amaro has really had to fight hard for his yardage today.
He's been fighting hard, and the person he's been fighting, believe it or not, is Hahn. Hunt's playing great in the defensive side of the ball, too. He's coming up making plays from sideline to sideline, hitting guys. And he gave him a really nice pop one time coming off the pitch. I mean, Hunt's doing a great job on both sides of the ball.
Knocked Amaro's helmet off. That was maybe the play of the game.
Yep.
2nd down 6 at the 30-yard line. St. Anthony's with the ball on offense. And here's the handoff. This is Hahn. Getting down close to the 20. He's got 1st down yardage. So that'll move the sticks and stop the clock briefly.
Now, what you have to notice here is, yes, Hahn is doing a magnificent job running the ball. He's doing what you want him to do. He's getting the tough yards even after contact. But what you really want to look at here is watch this line of scrimmage. Look at these guys blocking. You see this right here? Look at the guys pushing them downfield. There are black shirts everywhere, and the white shirts are on their heels. It's like they're not wearing shoes, they're wearing skates. They're getting after him, man. Look at that front line. Look at the Hogs, baby. You got to show them some love. Give them some love.
I think you're doing a great job. St. Anthony's 1st and 10 at the Farrell 20-yard line, leading 31-12. Late in the going, coming up 4 minutes to go. The give to the wingman, Termine. He gets it down close to the 15, call it the 17-yard line before he is dropped. So a 3-yard pickup on 1st down. That'll make it 2nd and about 7.
And they're running the ball. You can see those. Watch them again. Look at this. Everybody's got a block. I mean, that is incredible. Look at these guys. Guys on their backs. Look at, getting rolled over. This is a great offensive line. Their backs are very happy at what's going on in front of them because they're running up. Okay, I got 2 yards. Now I can fall forward for a 3rd. Wait a minute. There's nobody there. Look at them. Look how massive they are. Nobody loves you but your mama. Nah, I'll tell you right now, you got some running backs that really love you guys. You're doing a great job. And, heck, I love you, too. Go out there and play ball, baby. 2nd
down 7. The give is to Hahn, cracking it down near the 11-yard line, close to another 1st down for St. Anthony. So the Friars continue to move the ball on the ground here and take time off the clock as well late in the 4th quarter.
Right there, you're going to see another great thing. Look at the pull by 77. Nice play. Everybody's getting their block. Everybody's getting down the field. I'm telling you what.
Stephen Fulfrey with the block.
Yeah, these are great plays. And then after the play's over, you look over and you see Trevor right there, LaBarber, helping up the back. Okay, you did a good job. Somebody got their hand on you? Let me help you up. Look at that. 6'4", 275. Just a junior. He's got
another year to grow. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Somebody's going to have a big food bill for that kid. That kid's a big man.
3rd down and 1. The give to Termine. He's got the 1st down. Inside the 10-yard line. So it's 3rd and 1 at the 11. Termine off the wing again. Mike McConville with the stop. Termine, number 44, with a nice move inside behind some punishing blocks. Termine, not a player with great size, but certainly a lot of heart. Carberry checks in to replace Termine out there on the wing. Carberry, number 7. He scored one of the touchdowns today for St. Anthony's.
Well, who's he going to have to run behind? He got to run behind Fulford. You can't see him.
You can't see
That's very true.
You got Monsignor with 211 yards and St. Anthony's with 397. That's a little,
A little discrepancy there. Yeah.
Just a tad bit.
Yep, and St. Anthony's knocking on the door again. First and goal at the 9-yard line. Clock winding down, closing in on the 2-minute mark. But we get a whistle, and that will be against St. Anthony's. Talking about Tearmine, who had the carry a moment ago, a couple of carries. He's 5'8", 180 pounds. He is a senior. He's from Ramsenburg.
He's 180 pounds?
That's what it says. Doesn't look it, does he?
He is well put together. That's right.
5'8".
5'8", 180 pounds. He's hiding it well in those pads. Coach is looking very, he's looking very, somber. He doesn't know what's going on. Real serious. He's like, well, am I going to three-peat? What's going to happen?
Did it 10 years ago, 93 to 95.
Well, he's having a good time.
2 minutes and a second left here in regulation time. 31-12 is our score. St. Anthony's with the lead over Monsignor Farrell. St. Anthony's driving. Ciccarello at quarterback. Gives it to Hahn. Busting down close to the 10-yard line.
And again, the offensive line getting great push, and Hahn basically just following them in there. Just moving, changing the line of scrimmage. Late in the game, what happens? Look at this block here. 77 gets a pancake. 70, 75. Everybody's moving. Look, the actual guys are not even tackling him, or they're just attacking the offensive line because they're tired of getting pushed around. That's a nice play up front. Number 75 right there, looking very nice. Trevor LaBarbera doing good. Number 77, Stephen Fulfree's looking good. 51's doing a great job. John Sutherland. I don't want to leave anybody out. James, you're doing a good job. They're tough up front.
Minute 15 to go. Whistles and flags as St. Anthony's is on the doorstep. Second and goal at the 10 of Monsignor Farrell. And this walk-off will come against St. Anthony's once again. What normally, Howard Cross, you would think, and this is too much time. Normally, you'd think a team that is penalized more and turns the ball over more would be the team that's behind. Not the case. St. Anthony's has the only turnover today. And if I'm not mistaken, they've been penalized a lot more than Monsignor Farrell has.
It's like they're eight
times, yeah.
Well, the thing you have to think about, though, the penalties are that they do have a couple of, false start or bad formations. But the big penalties that we saw were over-aggressive penalties where they had players basically, going in after the play to get the extra hit, the extra push on the play. And those are penalties that can be corrected. You got to be smart about it. But at the same time, when you got a man down, sometimes you want to kick him. And they're having fun.
Kevin Ciccarello has been extremely effective on the option, scored the Friars' first touchdown of the day. And on that long second and goal play, tried it again, nearly gets into the end zone. He's brought down at the 2-yard line. It'll be third down and goal at the 2. 38 seconds to play in the ball game. St. Anthony's wants one more score to cap their season here.
Well, when he pulls out there, he has a little caravan.
He may take a knee here. Looks like they're lined up to take a knee, and that's exactly what they'll do. Ciccarello will take a knee, and that will do it. 22 seconds left. The clock continues to move. Rich Reichert says that's enough. We'll take a 31-12 victory in our third consecutive championship in the Catholic High School Football League AAA division.
And Coach still's not smiling even after he got dunked.
He's a little cool to get the cold ice bath tonight, I would say.
Trying to loosen him up a little. He turns around, same face.
So the Friars are victorious. They run their season mark to 10-1. And they complete a run through the playoffs. And a great day for running back Matt Hahn. Over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns on the day. The final score, the St. Anthony's Friars 31, the Monsignor Farrell Lions 12. We'll be back to put a cap on this one after just this quick timeout. Keep it here on Yes. Excitement. Welcome back to Schuart Stadium on the campus of Hofstra University. We're in Hempstead, Long Island. The game is over. And St. Anthony's Friars have won their third consecutive Catholic High School Football League AAA championship. Coach Rich Reichert receiving the trophy and the honors and being congratulated by many of his players. That is the AAA trophy in memory of Michael Cunyon, former player of the league. He died in action while serving our country. So a great win for that team. And we're joined by a special guest, Howard Cross. I think you've got to call Captain Matt Hahn the MVP for the Friars.
Yes, Attila Hahn had a great day. Where'd it go, man? You were killing him out there. Hey, we just got a couple questions for you. I don't want to keep you. I know you want to get out to the celebration. First question. When you get to Penn State, since that's where you want to go, offense or defense?
Well, they recruited me to play offense. This is actually the first year I've ever played defense. So as of right now, running back, but I'm not sure. I might send them the tape, and I don't know what they're going to do.
That was a heck of a hit you put on your counterpart there, Josh Amaro, knocking his helmet off.
Yeah, I mean, I just, something that happened in slow motion. I squared up on him. I got a good hit.
Great day for you. 16 carries, 233 yards, but what's more meaningful to you, your third consecutive championship or putting up huge numbers today?
Oh, definitely the championship. I said since day one, that's what I want to do, is win 3 championships at St. Anthony's. And everybody asked me about the stats, and I really could care less about the stats as long as, we get the win, and the last game of the season is a win.
Now, and during this game, we were talking about a lot. We were talking about you. You did a great job. I don't want to take anything away from you. But can you tell me a little bit about the play of your offensive line?
Oh, man, they've been incredible since day one. I mean, 3 years I've been here, they've been incredible, but especially this year, just blowing guys off the ball and, making holes for me to run.
You're a big-time player, man, I'm telling you.
Excellent job out there today. Senior captain Matt Hahn, 233 yards. That puts you well over 2,000 for the season. Is that 2,000-yard mark something you'll cherish for a long time?
Yeah, it's definitely an honor. I never really thought I would get that, but, it came with the win, so I'm happy.
All right, well, congratulations. Matt Hahn of the Friars of St. Anthony's, 3 consecutive championships in AAA for the Catholic High School Football League, our MVP in today's game. Great contest. Close for a while, Howard Cross, before St. Anthony's took control.
Hey, you know what? Matt Hahn and those guys look very good. He did a good job on both sides of the ball. And, hey, I was impressed with him. Penn State has definitely got a jewel right there in Matt Hahn.
Talk about a guy with a high motor. Certainly it is Matt Hahn. We'll take a quick timeout. Come right back to wrap things up at Hofstra. In the Catholic High School Football League AAA championship game, the St. Anthony's Friars, they came in ranked number 1. They'll keep that ranking. They win the title 31-12 over Monsignor Farrell, their 3rd consecutive championship. Special thanks today to Bert Beagle, the head statistician of the Catholic High School Football League, who produced all the information that we were able to bring you throughout the course of the broadcast. It's been a fun afternoon. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage of the AAA championship game among the Catholic high schools. For Howard Cross, I'm Rick Benjamin. We'll see you next time here on Yes.
Driving after the Kansas City touchdown as Gannon has to step away, buys time, and then just has to dump it incomplete. Chase that time by Gary Stills.
Intended for Tim Brown.
And that was one of those things when there was just no one open. But Gannon, because he got outside the tackle box, he can throw the ball away to avoid a sack. Now if he goes out of bounds, then he's going to lose about 7 yards. But by getting out there and then throwing the ball away, he doesn't lose any yards. You see, he sees, no one said that defensive backs were saying last year they would go for the stick. The stick was a big thing. This
is very significant, not just for Alimta itself, what it can do, but the broader picture, which is we now have a drug that is effective in mesothelioma. And what that means is the doctor who's treating a patient no longer will have the mind frame that there's nothing that can be done for this disease.
Right.
But
Oh,
we
great.
think we'll be motivated to go further and look for the clinical trials that are going to be most appropriate for this patient. It's going to advance treatment in general for mesothelioma patients in the hope of doctors that they can do something for this patient.
So how can people learn more about MARF, Chris?
We have a website, www.marf.org, and on the website we have all kinds of information about mesothelioma, all kinds of information about the organization itself, including our contact information, and I welcome contact from anybody who's interested.
Thank you, Chris. Chris Hahn of the Mesothelioma Applied Research Foundation. As a Matter of Law continues in a moment.
For more information on any of the topics covered in today's program, contact Levy, Phillips, and Konigsberg. Call toll-free 1-800-MESO-LAW. That's 1-800-637-6529. On the web at lpklaw.com or send us an email to info@lpklaw.com.
My family's always been there for me. Dad worked hard so we could have the good things in life. Then he was diagnosed with mesothelioma. I was sure we'd beat the odds. But then I learned that the odds are against us.
Levy, Phillips, and Konigsberg, winning some of the largest verdicts in the country. A leader in asbestos litigation. If you or a loved one suffers from mesothelioma, lung cancer, or asbestosis, call 1-800-MESO-LAW. Fight back. Win.
While it is established that asbestos can cause a variety of diseases, making a connection between a particular product and a plaintiff's disease is often complicated by the location and the form of the asbestos products to which a plaintiff is exposed. For instance, should the manufacturer of equipment that a plaintiff uses or repairs be responsible for an asbestos product made by some other company that is placed on or in its equipment? Faced with this controversy, a New York appellate court recently held that a manufacturer of equipment still had a duty to warn of the hazards even if it did not manufacture, supply, or install such asbestos products. And so, establishing the chain of responsibility has become a bit more simplified for asbestos victims seeking compensation for their injuries from all those responsible. This has been a Legal Brief. I'm Bob Comator from Levy, Phillips, and Konigsberg.
Welcome back to As a Matter of Law. I'm back here again with my co-host, Robert Comator, and also our next guest, Gary White. Welcome, Gary.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
Gary, it's been a while now. I think you first walked into my office about 5 years ago talking about your disease, and we filed a lawsuit on your behalf, and I'm glad that you're still with us to talk about this.
Well, it's been a long and winding road. 5.5 years living with this disease has been a most amazing experience. As you know, I was diagnosed 5 years ago and saw doctors up and down the East Coast, and really basically the disease was quite progressed at that point, and nobody really gave me more than about 6 months to live. But I had the good fortune to encounter a team of people at Columbia Presbyterian in New York City, where a young surgeon of extraordinary skill was willing to undertake some surgery, and during that first surgery removed a 14-pound mass from an abdominal cavity, and that began the long, strange road of treatment that has ensued.
So fortunately, like you said, here's 5 years later. You've lived well beyond. How did you know, though, when you were first discovered with this type of mesothelioma?
Well, I'd sort of been complaining for about 2 years to my general practitioner about some general sort of abdominal discomfort. And quite honestly, they really didn't know to look for it. It's a very rare, very unusual form of cancer. And I got some misdiagnoses, lactose intolerance, irritable bowel syndrome.
Yeah, what kind of symptoms?
Oh, just general level of, sort of discomfort, irregularity, and, just sort of generalized discomfort.
That could be the kind of thing that anybody could experience a stomach ache. So
that's exactly right.
You would never be think that you have this disease.
Absolutely, which is why so many people with this disease are so far progressed by the time they ever are finally diagnosed. Very few people are diagnosed with this early stage because it sort of masquerades as any number of other conditions.
Now, Gary, your exposure to asbestos was not a typical worksite exposure, though, was it?
It was not. The type of exposure that I had is what's called casual exposure. That is, I did not work directly with the product. I worked in the field of developmental disabilities, and the early part of my career I worked in a large residential facility. That facility was constructed in the 40s, 50s, and 60s and had many buildings on the campus. And that environment was actually laden with asbestos. Little did we know that at the time, but soon after I left, OSHA was called in to investigate the environment. They issued an over 1,000-page report, and based on the outcome of that report, that facility was closed down. Abatement was done in some buildings. But again, I never worked directly with the product. I simply was in the environment where that product was present.
Was it difficult for you to figure out that maybe it was working in this building that
Absolutely, absolutely. But as I think you know now, with mesothelioma, it's a one-to-one connection between asbestos exposure and the disease. There is no other known cause. So really, it's a question of deduction. When someone shows up with mesothelioma, you go backwards and you look at where exposures may have taken place. This was judged to be the place of primary exposure in my case.
You mentioned you had surgery, but now what type of medical treatment are you receiving?
Well, I've had 6 surgeries, the most recent about a month ago. It's part of the nature of this disease. The disease recurs, it's very aggressive. I had my first surgery in May of 1997, where I had this very large mass removed, and a number of other abdominal surgeries since then. But about 3.5 years ago, I was very fortunate to be in a crossroads in terms of making some decisions about what sort of treatment I was going to seek. And I believe, as you know, there really is no conventional treatment that has shown any promise at all. So I opted for an experimental treatment at Hackensack University Medical Center involving the injection of live bird virus. Very unconventional, very untried, but it actually, in my case, has proven to be moderately effective in that, although it has not killed the cancer, it has forestalled its progress. So over the course of the last 3.5 years, by and large, I've been able to function fairly normally, aside from the commitment, the time commitment, which is extensive to be treated. I have to be treated 2 weeks out of every 4. And that is a bit of an interruption, but it has been effective. It's called a Newcastle virus, and it's actually an avian flu virus.
Well, Gary, live out your dreams, and your courage is certainly an inspiration to us all. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Gary. It's great seeing you.
Thank you for having me.
Well, next, we'll be talking to Mrs. Milka Zovich, whose husband Dario suffered from mesothelioma and unfortunately passed away just last year.
My name is Brian Harvey, and I was diagnosed with terminal mesothelioma.
Brian Harvey became sick when he was exposed to asbestos on the job. A court awarded him money to pay his medical bills and care for his family. But now Congress would make Brian and everyone else injured by asbestos wait as long as 9 years for help, time they don't have.
This bill really benefits the asbestos and insurance companies, not the people who need the help.
Tell your senators vote no on the asbestos bailout.
I worked hard all my life. 30-some-odd years in shipyards, construction, factories. I wanted the best for my family, but not to give my life for it. I was exposed to asbestos. Now what do I do?
Levy Phillips in Königsberg, winning some of the largest verdicts in the country. A leader in asbestos litigation. If you or a loved one suffers from mesothelioma, lung cancer, or asbestosis, call 1-800-MESO-LAW.
Well, welcome back to As a Matter of Law. I'm here with my co-host, Robert Comator, and our guest, Milka Zovich. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Milka, it's good to see you again. I was very fortunate to get to meet your husband, Dario. Spent a lot of quality time with him and your family in pursuing his legal battle.
How was your husband exposed to asbestos?
Well, he came here in 1970, and he worked in construction with building homes. And then he was hired with the powerhouses. He worked there in the borders, removing the asbestos or whatever they were doing, which was exposed for 10 to 12 hours a day. And long hours. They work very, very much long hours. And he worked so hard, and it took 25 years. He worked 25 years, but after 25 years, this disease developed, which we didn't know about. At first, the kidneys failed, and they were trying to figure out why did the kidneys fail, what was the matter. He was a healthy person, And after 2 years, they found out that's what it was, the asbestos. By that time, it was too late because it spread into the lungs. It starts from the lungs, and it spreads like a gel through your body.
When Dario was diagnosed, was he given a prognosis of what he could expect?
Yes, yes and no. Because he knew mostly about the mesothelioma, he was very much educated to that. He educated himself before this happened. So when they did tell him, he knew exactly what the doctors were telling him. And he just looked at the doctors and they knew that he was, one doctor actually told him, you're a very intelligent man, you know exactly what we're talking about. But he took it like a pro. He took it like a pro and just went on and kept going and working and kept going and working all the time.
Now, when he was diagnosed, how would you describe the course of his disease?
It was very painful disease. It's a very painful disease. It's a lot of pain. The breathing is very heavy. It gets very, very heavy. They can't breathe. They have to be exposed. They have to wear oxygen, which is hard for them because, you know, you can't move. You're not as movable as you're a normal person. And he just took it as a pro. He put the oxygen on. He was walking around the house, and he did everything the doctors told him, as long as that he would get better and that he can go on and go back to his job.
Now, with all that, though, he still tried to be very independent.
Oh, yes.
But how did this affect you, though, emotionally and even, say, financially?
Emotionally more than financially, I would say, because emotionally you go through a lot. You see a person that it's very, very sick. They just can't do anything for themselves, but they want to do it for themselves. Mm-hmm. They don't want to. They don't want to be dependent on anybody, and you see them in great pain. You see them deteriorating every day, and financially, it's hard.
Now, how did the legal steps, though, help you?
It helped us, thank God. It helped us for the children's education. It just helped for us to get by as much as we could, and as much as we can now. You know, still one of them is in college, the other two are done, but it helped us in that way, in that perspective.
Milka, we know this is not an easy subject for you, and we appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Milka, it was great seeing you.
Thanks, Bob. Nice seeing you again.
As a Matter of Law continues in a moment.
For more information on any of the topics covered in today's program, contact Levy, Phillips, and Konigsberg. Call toll-free 1-800-MESO-LAW. That's 1-800-637-6529. On the web at lpklaw.com.
American workers have served their country well. They've built our cities, ships, power plants. Now many are discovering that they gave their lives. If you or a loved one suffers with mesothelioma, lung cancer, or asbestosis, you can fight back. Levy, Phillips & Konigsberg is a pioneer in asbestos litigation, winning some of the largest verdicts in the country. Call toll-free 1-800-MESO-LAW. Levy, Phillips & Konigsberg. Fight back. Win.
Like thousands of others, Sharice Dalkey's husband, Dale, was exposed to asbestos produced by Halliburton.
But now some politicians want to prevent my 4 kids and me from getting the help we need.
Congress wants to delay by as much as 9 years help promised to victims, bailing out corporations like Halliburton, which made them sick.
The asbestos producers get hundreds of millions of dollars, and the victims get the bill.
Shouldn't we be more worried about making sure asbestos victims get the help they need, rather than helping those that made them sick?
Well, Bob, this has been an enlightening half hour. It's been both informative and surprising.
And what's even more surprising, Cheryl, is that there are many more instances of neglect, pollution, and toxic injury out there, just waiting to be revealed.
That's why As a Matter of Law was created.
And that's why we'll be back next time to bring you up to date and to simplify the many complex issues you need to be informed about here on As a Matter of Law.
And that's a matter of fact.
For more information on any of the topics covered in today's program, contact Levy, Phillips, and Koenigsberg. Call toll-free 1-800-MESO-LAW. That's 1-800-637-6529. On the web at lpklaw.com or send us an email to info@lpklaw.com. As a Matter of Law, a CBC Media production.
Aren't you tired of your cable company's constant rate hikes? Get DirecTV service and enjoy over 130 digital quality channels, including your top local channels, for just $39.99 a month. Subscribe now and get 3 months of HBO Premium Movie Package free from DirecTV. Plus, get a 3-room DirecTV system, including standard installation, for free. That's a $500 value. DirecTV offers access to over 225 channels, including 31 premium movie channels, an unmatched selection of sports networks and subscriptions, your favorite top family-oriented channels, and your locals.